again, it's not like it matters. Nobody's going to be showing up in the thing. You know, I don't expect anybody to watch it, but I'm just making this for my own thing and feel
What the fuck, Aso?
Sorry.
And just feel legally bound to tell you that I have, you know.
Yeah, because obviously, if we say anything incriminating, you know.
Yeah, this is a one-party consent. Yeah. I don't know if Kentucky has a one-party consent state.
California, I believe, does not.
One-party consent?
In the
Yeah,
US,
you have to let people know you're recording.
Yeah, in the US, different states have different rules about like how legally, like if it's you can use it in court. Some require both people to sign off, and some require just the one. So theoretically, you could like record a conversation with, you know, someone, and they're saying something incriminating, but you know, they would never say something incriminating if it was a two-party consent. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I don't know why I felt like going into more depth on that, but here we are.
Aso, your mic is muted.
All your voice activations failed.
Is my mic muted?
No, yours isn't muted.
Should it be?
Probably.
Can we set our nicknames again?
If you want, I mean, I kind of went with, I figured with the Roll20 thing, that has their nicknames there. Plus, like some people will be in multiple channels, in multiple games, potentially.
Just say your name and say, like, God King Big Nuts and go from there.
It's been like, what, 4 years, 5 years since that line? And it's still the greatest thing in the world? Hello?
No idea what the hell you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about either.
It was from that one show by the people that did Robot Chicken.
Oh my god, yeah. There was a show by the Robot Chicken team. It was also action figure puppets. And one dude casually referred to himself as God King Big Nuts, and I guess that's where I got it. This was like years ago.
I'm going to change my name to Lord King Big Nuts and take over the world. Starting now. Shoots the host in the face.
Why'd you shoot the host in the face?
Because he was turning into a villain.
Me?
Yes, he shot you in the face.
It's time to do things.
Time to throw the cat. Well, we don't have a cat to throw.
I will warn you that I've been up since like 3 o'clock in the morning, so I'm a little out of it. I'm highly caffeinated, but I can only do so much.
Sorry.
Everyone notice that you can like drag around the numbers on the Roll20 chat? Like the 14 to 7, 2, 3 from the rolls?
Why can I do this?
I don't know.
To put them someplace nice?
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, you can put it on the board.
Presents them.
You can put it on the board. Look, on Lenzone.
Oh.
Get this dice off me.
I'm confused about what this means, but...
Came back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I can imagine certain games where that could be useful.
You can sort of roll them if you right-click and do random side.
Why am I surrounded by numbers? I don't like math.
It's a ritual.
Magic land. Wow, we owe a lot of royalties already.
Don't have to pay royalties for references yet.
If it gets to a certain point, I believe you have to.
Give Disney enough time.
Slowly. So previously on Dragon Ball Z.
So previously on Ortolani's Flying
On
Circus,
Dragon Ball Z.
which I keep wanting to call it Flying Circus. It's nice, but we don't have a trapeze act. Not typically a flying circus.
I mean, we can get a trapeze at.
Hey,
You have a flying gnome. Does that count?
Yep.
My
We have
next
eight, though,
character will be the trapeze act.
Throw me in the sky.
What could have said is, you rip off your shirt and give him the trapezius act.
Oh my god,
Nope.
that's...
we also had a cat kite last week, or the week
Yeah.
before. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So last week, as far as I can remember, fuck all happened. It's like my memory of that was like you went to the Alchemist Academy and followed
A bunch of shit happened.
Yeah, I mean, and talked shortly
I kept
with
batting the guy around.
talk shortly
I got
with
some
the shit. I can't remember the name tonight either.
We
I
we
keep wanting to
spoke
say
with the elderly
ombudsman.
man who wanted to... And we spoke with the elderly man that wanted to slap Timthral's ass, and then a fire elemental happened. And then I stole horses.
Yes, someone showed up trying to break in using wind magic, and you fought him for a bit, set him on fire. Turns out he likes fire. Rode off into the wilderness on this column of flame, and you were able to track him down to a cave. Went inside this cave and discovered the strange fire elemental, which was part fire and part corpse.
Which is me, basically.
I'm just a corpse.
And I'm the eternal flame!
I found some shrooms. Me and Tim did.
That's right, you found shrooms.
Oh yeah, we're high.
And rocks.
And very
like,
faintly in the distance, you can hear Eibhlin go, and I like ghosts.
Aso jumped out of the river. Let's just say that.
Exactly. I'm here too, also.
I was testing my scuba gear.
Good test.
Scooby Snacks.
And so yeah, I mean, you may or may not have a tracking device on the group, or you chose to experience time sideways, which Eurasian gnomes can do, and discovered where your party had run off to.
Excuse me?
You got high.
Experiencing time
Look,
sideways.
it's a gnome thing, alright? You're just gonna have to let it go.
We found him lying amongst the shrooms.
The way
I want to...
the way
I blacked out in the cave. Hey, guys.
the way I would picture it is, you ever seen that movie with Nicolas Cage where he can see like 20 seconds into the future?
Eons ago.
It's basically like that. It's like he can see, like, if he like expends an action or some such, can see all the possible ways the next thing he's going to do will play out. So you can pick your outcome depending on what action is taken. So, you know, he could stand at the center of town and think, I'm going to find the party, and experience all the alternate realities in which he went down different roads and basically pick the correct one. Like, realize that alternate universe.
Walking between the raindrops.
Holy fucking shit.
Basically, fuck causality.
Holy fucking shit.
So basically, it comes down to you should have taken the reality where you stumbled upon the bathhouse.
Holy fucking shit.
Maybe I did. Maybe that's where I was.
It's very limited power, you know. It's very draining and all that. But he is
It
essentially
requires a whole buttload of
earth elemental.
cocaine to use.
So he could technically roll a quarter and set a house on fire. I think I saw it in the movie once.
He had to fucking, like, spend his Super Saiyan powers for the day.
Imagine the tiny Super Saiyan gnome.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's called Wizards.
Welcome back to Ralph Bakshi.
I can just imagine a tiny gnome torch.
My computer has officially gone into sleep mode. We have been sitting on doing nothing.
Have you... You still have sleep mode enabled. Holy shit, we replaced the cat with a gnome. Same size and everything.
That's right.
Meow.
It doesn't want to. it resets all the token properties, which I hate.
You're no fun to throw.
Are you sure?
You kidding me? He lights shit on fire when you throw him.
There we go.
Why is he almost dead?
Let's say in the intervening time that you probably healed up back to full.
Holy shit.
The shrooms gave him some health.
So yeah, your gnome friend, catches up with you. You have no idea how. As you find yourself, in the middle of this cave, you've knocked a fire elemental into the rapids that are flowing past. Part of the headwaters of the lake. One of the two lakes that feeds into, river. One of the two rivers that feed into the lake. And run right around the town of Trustic and right through the Alchemist Academy.
Awesome. Hello?
You feeling better?
Thanks, so.
Hey, so come back to us.
Hey, Sal? Are you better yet?
Hey, so?
Hey, so?
Hey, so!
Hey, Sal? Please don't die.
Tiny gnome man.
Missing. Tiny no man. Please return.
Still
Well,
in
that was a quick replacement.
sideways time trance there. So the
We're
last
going
thing
back
that
into
happened,
this spirit of time.
the last thing that happened was you guys had moved into this area with the spores to try to take a sample, and unfortunately, Timthral took some spores straight in his eyes, and he's blinded for basically his next action.
Man, I hate it when I take the spores right in the eyes.
That sounds amazing.
I've gotten to the point where I'm used to it.
And after these spores have, retracted and sprayed, you notice that it starts to happen as a chain reaction through all of the spores, along all of these luminescent spores along the wall. And you see this cloud of spores just kind of hanging in this, dank cavern air. And they begin to move and swirl as around the corner comes the Grave Dust Elemental.
Jeez. Get some water.
It's that motherfucker.
Somebody make us a bucket so Dylan can throw water at it again.
But you notice
And
this
get
time,
myself thrown.
you notice this time it is basically covered in a layer of these spores, carrying it with it as almost as armor.
Don't touch it or it'll get high.
I jump in face first and start breathing heavily.
Okay, make a Constitution roll.
I'm joking. I don't even know if my character could actually see that thing yet.
You could definitely hear this whirlwind of air.
You can definitely hear Ashbell going, "Oh, fuck me," running.
Yeah, I can see Ashbell going, "Oh, fucking running."
It's like, nope, I've dealt with you before. Fire doesn't work on you. I don't like you.
We gotta protect Star Fox.
And at
Like
the
you
same
can-
time, you hear a sound of a roaring, crackling fire coming up from the southeast passage.
So
This way?
we're between a fire and a wind place.
And a moisturizer.
That doesn't look friendly.
Dibs on the
Okay.
south.
Okay, Lenzone, I'm gonna need you to throw me across to the river here.
What's in it for me?
You like to swim, don't you?
Yeah, that's exactly why I became a pirate. I love
I'll
to
get-
swim.
I'll give you some shrooms.
I love to swim while on drugs.
Yes, it'll work. Experience time sideways and all that.
I mean, we can stand and fight, or I mean, we have an opening of escape across the river thing.
The two elements that don't work with fire.
And just a reminder, this is a rapids. It will not be simple as wading through. You'll have to push past it, and if you don't have anything to grab onto, you will be pushed downstream.
Exactly. So throwing rockets, ropes, you know. I'd say maybe our survival packs, maybe.
You have a chain.
Are there any convenient overhangs over it that can like use a Indiana Jones whip and swing across?
You have a chain.
You broke my chain. Well, the fire broke my chain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. There's no, there's plenty of stalagmites, as you can see, so I would assume that there are other stalactites in the ceiling as well.
Okay. So, we have a gnome. Instead of being cool and like whipping it, we'll just throw him up there to tie it.
Why not? Fuck it.
That works.
Because I can't deal with these elementals at all. Neither of them works with my element.
Everybody whip out your dicks and piss on it.
We could get them to fight each other.
Strikes me as ineffective.
Like, jump out of the way as they charge.
Hang on, I heard Asa for a minute
for
there.
the sworn.
Asa?
Strikes me as ineffective. Hello.
He's back!
I'm here on my phone this time.
That explains why you're so quiet. I'm gonna whisper up your ass, boy.
I wish we could do like boosting beyond 100% with this.
You can actually, if you go to your settings, you can universally boost. And now you know.
Because knowledge is power.
So, are we doing a thing? Do I need to roll anything?
Roll for good Mike.
Roll for good, Mike.
So I don't know
Classic.
if you heard anybody's plan there.
Our plans, if you didn't hear him, Asa, boiled down to we can figure out a way to fight these things, or we can figure a way to get across the raging rapids. Either way, somebody's gonna get punched in the balls.
Sounds about right.
Ooh, that sounds better. One way was throwing you up to a stalactite in the ceiling and having you tie a rope so we could like swing across.
Yeah, I'm on board for that. Running away. Sounds good.
Another way is Lenzone throwing me. Just across the river.
I'm good at throwing people.
Didn't you throw the cat?
Yes, but a cat didn't weigh as much as a fucking star fox.
I will say that it's pretty trivial with the hover boots to get up there and tie off on
Yeah.
the stalactite.
Oh, this is me.
Yeah.
My headphones came unplugged.
I keep having to remind myself, tights hang down.
Okay, well, I'm gonna Iron Man this bitch.
Iron Man this bitch.
Do it.
So get into an on-again, off-again relationship until she steals a suit of armor and becomes her own superhero?
Yep.
Oh,
Shut up.
what is that?
So as you move out into the rapids, Erdos can see the strange creature just sort of standing in the waves, the lower body seeming to disappear into the water itself and become water.
This is not looking good for me.
This is literally the worst fucking city I've ever been to.
Quick, somebody throw the water elemental into the fire elemental.
So we're okay. I'm just
We
gonna
make a
take.
steam elemental.
I'm just gonna take a really rapid guess, but either from the way we came from or the path across is gonna be an earth elemental.
Where's the heart elemental?
I'm not liking our odds anymore of running. I think we're gonna have to stand and whip some fucking ass.
I'll take care of the fire.
This is feeling a lot like a combat puzzle.
Can we just move out of the way and let them fight it out?
Use fist on dick.
I start applying silver paint and dyeing my hair green.
Why?
What?
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 Never mind.
What?
What?
I'm the only one who remembers Captain Planet? I don't know, apparently.
I remember Captain.
I don't remember him slathering himself in body paint and going to the Euro disco.
Well, no, but he was gray with green hair. He didn't have to paint himself, but being not actually Captain Planet, one would presume there are some required steps to become Captain Planet.
I feel like this just caused more questions to be asked.
This is what happens when the DM is horribly sleep deprived. It sort of rubs off on everybody.
Everybody else gets stupid.
Really changes the energy of the room.
Needs like to level out. So we all gave you some energy.
So your options right now are to jump across, swing across on this rope, to stand and face one or both of these sets of elementals. The water elemental, it sees you, but it is not moving. It seems to just kind of stand there and bob above the water.
He's happy just waiting for you to get passively dragged in.
Much like the fire and air elemental, this one seems, as you could see the zoomed-in picture, or I assume you can, I hope I hit the right button.
You did.
Okay, is a bloated corpse.
Somebody's fucking with bodies in this city, and I don't like it.
So we have a necromancer, elementalist, and they walk into a bar.
They meet a rabbi.
So, are we dealing with my final form?
We're not dealing with nobody's final form except for my death. Where are you going, Tim? Get back here. Where the fuck are you going?
Right, Tim. Blow the cave door shut. Let them be trapped in here with us.
Get your elf ass back here, Legolas.
So
I
as
charge down the fire elementals.
As you guys sort of stand there and are trying to decide, the elementals advance closer.
Alright, moment of truth. Round robin, boys. What are we doing?
Go upstream.
Good idea. Show of hands. Who's going across?
I'd like to stab the fire elementals through and through.
It is not
Like a
very-
shish kebab.
Donna's gone full blood combat thirst bullshit.
Anyone
Wants to
going
kill
across,
something.
go ahead and move your tokens over there now. Anyone who's staying to face the elementals, go ahead and move your tokens to the center of this little area.
Fuck it, let's kill some
point, I
shit.
still have my flame buster sword of 2 uses.
Okay, and as you go over there, you can see
Earth Elemental.
Your death.
a long, slightly winding passage that leads back into a dead-end cave with a glowing aquamarine crystal.
Oh shit.
Put it up
Guys.
your ass. Control it.
It's the MacGuffin we've been chasing for 4 nights.
Oh yeah, we were chasing that shit.
6 months later,
I advance down the
It's been
hallway.
about 2.
Okay, send the gnome first because he's too short for conventional traps.
Tim,
As
are
a
you...
former thief, trust me,
brace
gnomes are
yourselves.
just the right height for an
There you
arrow to the dick.
As a current thief... Oh my god, that is ostentatious.
That is beautiful.
That'd fit perfectly up the ass.
Also, everyone except for the gnome just died.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, you saw
Tim.
there.
Tim, is your Legolas ass staying to help us fight?
I'm still blind.
Are you fighting blind? I like your style.
I took a shroom
I'll
to the
join
eye.
him. I tuck my hat over my eyes.
No, don't blind yourself, you idiot.
The nearest fire elemental takes that time to attack. Go ahead and give me a dex roll to avoid its fiery grasp.
Jasana or both of us?
Just on.
I got a 9.
I love that. You rolled a 1 and a 6.
And I still got a 9.
A plus.
Can I counter it?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say you can use your sneak attack to counter whenever you roll a defense of 10 or more.
Awesome.
Okay.
Question: Would that be counted as taking the option to avoid combat?
How do you mean?
Because one of the things I'm taking is I can do all that damage, then avoid getting into combat. So like, I hit, then just back away and disappear again. So would it pretty much be me taking that to, instead of staying in combat, I hit them and throw them away so they can't continue fighting?
Well, it's more like wipe aggro. So they'll,
Okay.
It's kind of darting in and jabbing and then sort of disappearing into the shadows, or into
It's
the.
your CC break.
It's a CC break. Okay.
I was joking. That's not what it. No.
Bite me.
But they would still be in combat and still be attacking, but like they would not be heading toward you. They would turn to someone else because they couldn't see you in their immediate area. It's like stabbing somebody and running to hide behind the nearest bush.
Perfect.
Or in this case, stalagmite.
Now, is it stalagmite or stalactite that's going up?
Tights hang down. That's how I
Tights hang
remember.
down? Okay.
Imagine a pair of tights dangling.
Oh, I always imagine that they hold tight to the ceiling.
That also works.
I always pictured I remember mites were on the bottom because they might kill me if I fell neck first on them.
That works too.
Alright, so
And stalactites are tight because if you jump up, it would kill you and it'd be tight.
mission status sick.
Oh, by the way, you remember how I used to, or last session, I rolled a die to see if something would happen? I've actually finally gotten around to getting my dice out of storage, and now I'm just have a d20 on the desk.
As you should. Alright, so I think I'm gonna try to fuck up the Dirt Devil. The question is how.
In order to get, if you're going to try to melee attack, in order to get close, you're going to have to make a Constitution roll against the spores.
Alright, I'll do that then.
Aren't spores flammable?
Only one way to find out.
There is indeed only one way to
I'm
find
actually
out.
bleeding. I'll be right back.
What?
You rolled that IRL.
IRL bleeding. Alright,
He has
so
a dangerous hobby.
I rolled 10 on my con.
Alright, you're completely unaffected. It's, for some reason, you're just not allergic to these types of spores.
I don't want to be, so I'm not.
He's immune to getting high.
Pirates drink, we don't smoke. Or eat shrooms, I guess. I want to punch it in the dirt dick.
Alright, give me a strength roll.
I just
9
did.
on the strength.
I'm back. Hello?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay, and
Okay.
give me a damage roll as well.
Only doing 6 damage.
That's my maximum. Suck my ass.
You punch at, actually, feel free to describe it yourself there.
Oh yeah, I want to punch in the general vicinity of what's got the most mass that can be harmed.
So punch it and it's ghost stick.
That's what I said. Yes.
Really?
Okay, so I'd say you strike it in one of these coalesced faces of dust, and disperse it and seem to knock some of that, some of this grave dust, some of this
Ethereal.
particulate matter that it's made up of, sort of onto the floor, and it takes that opportunity to counterattack. Go ahead and give me a dex roll to dodge out of the way.
Oof.
You suck, Lenzone. I'm
I
blind
inhale-
right now, and I still notice you getting your ass kicked.
I inhale the dust.
Okay, so it does 8 points of damage. 2 of those points are armor piercing.
Oh, jeez.
The hell? I just noticed the graffiti on the map.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
You
I got
can
bored.
do it, guys.
cool gem shit.
So basically what that means is 6 damage subtracted by your armor, and then 2 damage right off the top.
Oh, okay. So I've got 12 then. I think. Hang on. Yeah, okay. I've got 1 armor.
Yeah, but it basically whips out with this tendril of smoke and dust and cuts through your shoulder like a blade.
Cool.
That's just not very nice.
Can I attack? It's my.
Absolutely.
I will attack one of the fire elementals since I'm wearing my handy dandy fire resistant robes.
Okay, how are you attacking them?
I'm going to smack at it with my 2-handed staff.
Put that back in your pants.
Alright, give me a strength roll. Alright, and a damage roll.
Nice.
You're not sure if it's because you're an alchemist, or maybe there's some magic in that staff that's sort of, been picked up over time. But that's
There's plenty of
because
magic in my staff.
it almost divides this fire creature in two, and it wavers for a moment before reforming. But you see it is much shorter now, and unfortunately your staff is now on fire.
Dude, bring that shit over here.
I'll just dip it in the river next to me.
No,
No, you idiot.
Lenzone.
I need
What?
fire to see if I can light Dirt Devil Man on fire.
Should we be helping them, Meso?
What the GM means to say is that you now do 1d6 fire damage as well as your regular damage.
Like me.
So I got an upgrade then.
Always look on the positive side of things.
It would seem so.
Get the fucking rock and help me not die.
Oh yeah, we should probably be looking at this gem instead of just staring at it, giving it cool subtitles.
They're standing there
deciding what to name it.
riding on the dirt.
It's such shiny, really blue, much bright. It's very gemstone.
I spin around to help Lenzone.
Well, hang on. It's not your turn
Yeah.
yet.
Well, yeah. So Ashbell and Radash, you both notice that as you stare at
Ashbell.
this. That's right.
No, wait, yeah, Ashbell. I'm sorry. I forgot. I thought that was Eibhlin's name for some reason, and Ashbell was...
Yeah.
Eibhlin was Ashbell. I'm a
Sounds
genius.
It sounds very caddish.
As you both stare at this crystal, since you're both attuned to magic, you're an earth elemental and a pyromancer, this thing is absolutely blindingly brilliant with magical energy.
Split it in half.
Say what?
Split it half and half.
Well, you do know this is the aquamarine that you were tasked to return to Eric von Strassfein at the Solari Merchants Guild.
It's the
Can
big
I,
money.
Can I use one of my moves?
Sure.
I would like to use Let Me See That and inspect the object.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that move.
When you take a few moments to handle or examine something interesting, ask the GM 2 of the following questions. The GM must answer truthfully.
Okay, what you got?
The 2 questions are, what does this do? And what has been done most recently with or to this?
So basically, I would say both questions have roughly the same answer, that this is being used as a foci for different types of magical energies that normally do not interact. You can see that it is drawing energy from artificial ley lines, let's say, that have been created through this cave system. It's drawing energy from 4 different points and directing it to a 5th.
Are those points one of the things I destroyed?
Yes.
Okay.
And you notice that this is, as a focus for different kinds of energy, you can feel, 4 elements as well as necromantic energy and some sort of like alchemical vitality running through it, or some sort of restoration magic. You're not quite sure.
Okay. Are those waypoints like extenders or the elements?
It looks like those points are broadcasting power to the gem, and then the gem is taking them, combining them, and redirecting them somewhere else.
Okay. So we can help our buds out by destroying this gem / cutting off its power.
Take it and use it to blast fucking Super Saiyan power at people.
You can tell because it's drawing this energy through these constructed ley lines, basically like magical pipes under the ground. You could disrupt the flow simply by moving the gem.
That way we can still get paid.
How big is it?
I want to say 1.5 2 feet
Butt
tall.
sized.
Okay. I'm just
Taller
gonna
than
pick it.
Erdosh.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Okay, give me a Constitution check.
Don't turn to ash.
I'll be a little Ashbell.
I would like to stab him.
Ashbell?
Stab him for the pun.
Like, I'd like to backstab him. That way I get all my damage.
Okay, you're hit with this blast of energy. It's sort of like trying to grab a live wire. But you did well. You were able to resist most of it and sort of redirect this energy through your body just because you're, so used to doing that with pyromancy that you only take 2 points of damage.
I'm filled with power!
Yeah, it's much more like a mild electric shock. Sorry,
Sprain
I went
your
with
ankle
metaphor,
while
but it's
becoming
gone now.
God.
And
It's
now,
like the end of Clockwork Orange.
and now, Sana, I believe we're getting ready to do something there.
Yes, I'd like to spin around and attack the spores.
The Dirt Man.
Yep.
Okay, go ahead and give me your attack roll there. Are you using any move in particular?
Is backstab available?
Not quite yet. You don't quite have him in
Then
a
just normal
position of advantage. Okay.
Then just normal hack and slash.
Mm-hmm.
Does that run on strength then?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't forget to mark XP there. Yeah, unfortunately, just kind of hacking away as you would, any normal opponent. The kind of opponents you've been trained to fight is just not going to work against a creature made of air. And also give me a Constitution roll because you moved into the sphere of spores. Say that
The
5 times
Dirt
fast.
Cloud. You walked into Pigpen's aura.
By the way, Tim, go ahead and remove Blinded, and Sana, go ahead and take Blinded for your next turn.
Of course.
Because
I
these
tuck
things
my
are-
hat down deeper.
Yeah, it's like it's this hardcore histamine. It's just making your eyes almost swell up closed.
Boxing gloves for eyelids.
Does
Got a bad case of the Pepe eye.
do the elementals get weakened at all from me picking up the gem?
You can't quite tell, but it is a possibility from what you understand of how this is working.
Okay.
Nailed it.
Yeah, exactly.
So wait, so you want to head back and help him with this fight? Now that we got a cool gemstone.
Wait, are you actually like you're holding it right now?
Yeah, I picked it up.
Oh, I thought it just shocked you. Okay. Yeah, I guess so. My inclination would be to use jury rig to whip up some kind of like uh, carrying enclosure with my gloves and some spare parts that I've got to be able to haul the stone without taking damage.
Yeah, and without breaking it.
Yeah, and then to use my rocket boots to get the hell out of Dodge as fast as possible.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much at all to, get some strips of cloth or leather and some magically inert metal and sort of put it into a harness.
Okay.
Ashbell would have to carry it because, as I mentioned earlier, it is taller than you.
I can do that.
Yeah, but if I strap it to my back and rock it out of the tunnel, right?
You're gonna have a hard time rocketing out with something taller and heavier than you on your back.
Is that a dex roll? Because I'll chance it.
Sure.
But I want to warn you that that water elemental thing might attack you.
I'll be fine.
Okay, so you manage to take off, and you're able to get going, and you're avoiding most of the bigger stalagmites and stalactites, but you're still kind of bouncing around and smacking into the walls a bit, especially around some of these more narrow curves. And basically, it is 2 points of damage worth of kind of bruising and smacking against the rocks.
I can just imagine how that looks, just like this tiny gnome carrying a big gem, just like, wow!
There's a cloud of steam behind me.
Bouncing off walls and shit.
Yeah.
Wilhelm scream.
Perfect.
Just pancaking into and sliding down stalagmites.
Repeatedly.
Got the sideshow Bob grumble going. Okay. Meanwhile, what's happening down here with everyone else?
Has Tim gone this round? I know I have not.
Nope.
You want to go ahead and go first then, homie?
Okay, attack with my 1d fire stick.
Okay, still going with the staff. Go ahead and give me a strength roll and damage roll.
Oh, rip.
Good job.
Yeah, this time it definitely passes kind of clean through. It may even be a little bit taller after that fire has gone back into it. You're not quite sure, but you can tell you've done no serious damage, or at least no noticeable damage. And
How you know I pain, Tim?
your staff is now very blackened and starting to kind of splinter.
Oh no.
Who's next?
I do
Lenzone.
believe it's me. Give me 1 sec.
Give me a reason to stay here.
1 second, 1 second. Yeah, I think, don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I want to punch it in its other face.
Well, it does have 12 faces.
So just roll strength on that.
Give me a strength roll and go ahead and roll damage just in case.
So 1 damage on a great roll. A plus.
Yeah, you kind of punch with all your might, and you go through it. You go through this creature, and of course, sort of out the other side,
Gently bitch slap it.
covered in its dust, or at least a fine coating thereof, and something feels different. There was less resistance this time.
Kinky. So who's next now?
I believe me.
You went this rotation. I think that's the second rotation. I think we're on 3 now.
Either way, I don't think Sana has gone yet this rotation.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm an idiot.
Not complaining there. I poke it with my sword, but I have a question. How do I activate that latent fire ability in my sword? Do I just shout out Shazam?
It's a 1 in 6 chance. So basically, you would give me a d6 roll, and on the 1, it'll activate.
Okay.
And this is with every attack. You have a chance to do this.
Okay, so first my swing. My d6. Come on, 1. Wait, why is it a 1 to activate when it should be 6? I'm not complaining, I got a 6.
Sure.
Which is
Technically,
So
it
I
doesn't
can't-
matter. It's just I'm just assigning, a however many percentage of 1 out of 6 is.
Still, an 8 is enough to hit if I remember correctly.
That's right.
And
Go
I
ahead and
roll
give me
damage
that,
now?
yeah, go ahead and give me your normal damage roll. I think you get 2 attacks, don't you, for your normal damage?
Do I?
No, I'm not thinking of 2 attacks. I'm thinking of you get that bonus damage with your specialty weapon.
Yeah. A d4 plus. Plus 2. So I got an 8. Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, we
Sorry,
we
I
all
was
hear you.
just, yeah, just doing a little math there. No, you hit this thing, and the fire ability didn't quite work, but something is going on with this sword. Maybe it's the inherent magic of the demon heart, but it almost seems to collect the dust as it goes through.
Oh yeah, my sword has a demon heart in it.
It's a dust devil.
Wait, I'm a demon.
Whoops.
Have to.
Yeah. Still, kind of awkward at family reunions.
3/4 on your mother's side. So you do a massive amount of damage to this thing. You can see several of the faces just sort of wink out of existence, and now it's it's only maybe 4 instead of where before it was 8 or 9 faces.
You snuffed Dirt Boy.
And in response to this, it spins up faster and faster and launches this attack of spores against you.
Oh shit.
Give me a dex roll to kind of dodge out of the way of this swarm of spores.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're barely able to dodge out of the way, and the swarm smacks into the cave wall right next to Timthral and just falls to the ground.
Ooh.
Dusty.
Hey, go ahead and take your blindness away there.
I still have my hat tucked around my eyes. I'm keeping it.
Actually, did
It makes
you...
it quite fun.
No, you didn't include your blindness on your dex roll, did you?
Oh, not on my dexterity roll, so I got hit.
Yeah, I think it's actually perception for that, but I'll double check the character sheet real quick here.
My character sheets.
Yeah, there
Perception.
technically is no blinded on this on this thing that I'm looking at here, but we would say it was, basically sick, so not applied to the dexterity. That's fine. So yes, it misses. Falls onto the ground. This mass of spores.
Okay.
And who's
Next
up next?
rotation. Who's up next?
Who's next?
Is it us? Okay, so
Sure.
yeah, I guess we're moving back down towards them.
They're just having a leisurely stroll.
So what, are you,
wanna-
what are you gonna do when we get back to town with this rock? I don't know. What are you gonna do, Erdos? I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm being force-fed dirt. They're just pouring it in me.
We look back and just see you guys like in chaos. It's like, you guys have a party or something? Because we had left before the fighting had started.
I'm going to use them as a sheath.
And are you gonna swing back across?
I may just stay here for a bit.
Okay.
Like,
The water elemental.
is there anything I can do to turn my Buster Sword into a crossbow?
Just give me the roll again to generate the weapon.
Okay.
I would like to turn my sword into a crossbow.
Fire a crossbow across
Yeah.
the map.
So there's something very bizarre about a fire crossbow. So many moving parts.
Just barely. So would that pass with just like, I don't know, would that be forming a new one or just transforming it?
It should be listed on the power you use to summon a weapon of fire.
I hope it summons a new one. That way you can slap the Buster Sword into the crossbow as ammo.
Basically, it will replace it, but it's sort of like dispelling one and immediately summoning another.
Okay. I have a crossbow and I'm going to remove the dangerous tag.
Okay.
And are there any of the elementals like immediately like within range of me?
You can't quite get line of sight on the air elemental, but you can probably see the water elemental. It is not advancing toward you, but you can see it.
Okay. Nothing's immediately attacking me. Like, I may like call it Lenzone, like, hey, can you get that thing within range?
Do I have to drag Dirt Boy into range?
Get on the
Back
moats
a
and
little
stuff.
further.
I guess I can be tantalizing a little longer.
And Erdosh, are you happy there? Or are you going to try to cross the water again?
My intent is to make a beeline out of this tunnel as fast as possible.
He's abandoning us.
Okay, give me another dex roll to control your movement over the water.
You gnome dick.
I also really feel that water elemental is going to attack him.
Swat him out of the air.
Not only did you, were able to successfully kind of control this new weight, you do it gracefully.
You just see an elegant gnome gracefully fly past you.
I hate you, but elegantly.
It goes a little something like this. Yeah, time to go.
Man, how come every time we turn around, somebody's trying to pussy out?
I'm just trying to put as much distance as I can between the elementals and their power source.
Weren't we trying to get like Yosh or something?
Watch Yosh be at the door.
Whoops.
Punch their doss in the dick.
Or the other way around, you just fly straight at him with the gem aimed.
Josh 2.0.
Oh,
That's called docking, I think.
Oh my God.
sounding, Dylan. Sounding.
All right,
Also
who's
good.
next?
It's my turn.
It's your turn, Timmy.
Wait, were you calling him Timmy because that's his name, or Timmy because it's just a generic name?
His character's name is Timthral. It's shorter than Timthral. Nominally, I'll grant you, but still.
Am I still able to whip up one of my bombers or not, Fry?
Yeah, you can.
Have you changed the
those
rule
up.
on that yet?
No, I was saying for the potions. That's something you would make up,
Oh, okay.
like, at the beginning of a day or whatever. But no, the bombs are sort of, you pick up whatever you've got on hand.
On the fly. Okay, I'm going to have a go at putting a bomb together.
Okay.
So a 7 gets me to choose 2.
Hello?
It's just quiet on the battlefield.
And what are you choosing, Tim?
Thinking.
Okay.
Make a bomb, I
Area-
recommend spores and more spores.
No.
I think area of effect and forceful.
Okay. And thrown
And-
where?
Between the 2 elementals.
Between the 2 fire boys.
Okay, and does that dictate any other role?
Roll? Sorry, what?
And does that dictate any other role on the power?
No, on a 7 to 9, choose 2 of those.
And nothing after that, no follow-up?
I would assume he just rolls a general attack then.
Yeah, dex check to throw that in there. Or rather to be able to get it right where you want it.
When you volley with the bomb, add the following to the list of options 7 to 9. Blah, 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 shrapnel. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it's not really all that clear.
The volley is the term they use for a dex roll. Or specifically
Volleyball.
a dex-based attack.
So do I roll dex then or
Uh-huh.
damage?
Roll dex and
Dex.
then roll damage. Because quite frankly, you're going to get in that area no matter what. This is just kind of to get it in the right area.
Oh, fuck.
The maximal area. Yeah, unfortunately, got to mark.
I project a warm fart in their direction.
Yeah. Well, no, you threw it, but you misjudged it a bit, and you threw it way down the end of this cavern, where it explodes harmlessly.
A good 35 feet away from where you threw.
You misjudged your own strength.
Professional football.
And the nearest fire elemental reaches out with this fiery hand to try to grab you. Give me a dex roll again to dodge out of the way.
You don't get touched
Oh,
by the
fuck.
fire.
Oh shit.
Bye, Tim.
No, I've got my fire resistant robes on, so I take half damage.
Oh yeah.
So 2.5.
So 2 points, and don't forget if that is worth any armor. I don't remember if you have armor or not.
Well, I've got leather armor on as well. So is that 1 point?
Yeah, I mean, it should... I would say it should say, but then again, we're working with roll 20 sheets. So yeah, that'd be 1 point of armor. So
Tim is the
basically, you only took
one
1 point of damage from all that.
Tim is the only one among us who is combat ready.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a bit of cloth where it grabbed you, in set light, falls to the ground. These embers fall right into the pile of spores, which catches fire all at once, creating a small explosion.
It's that Far Cry 3 mission.
Yo, Dylan, Sana, get out of the way.
It's not enough to blow anyone back, but it's enough to shoot these spores into the area. So I want Lenzone, Sana, Timthral, all to make Constitution saves or Constitution rolls.
I just say no thank you again.
Okay.
Yeah, you're immune to these apparently, but Sana will. You were already blinded. No, that ended, so you're now blinded again.
They just keep getting you right in the eyes.
Actually, I'll say this time you were sickened, so this will affect your dex.
He's like, I can see. No, I can't.
So it's like
I can see. I can puke. Hot.
Yeah, this time it doesn't affect your eyes. It's like you've had, the one dose begin to wear off, and then this other one, slams into you and just makes you so nauseous and lightheaded.
Okay,
Starting to see trails.
guys across the river, I have an idea. I have a crossbow here that shoots pure fire, and those spores are explosive.
Are you thinking shoot my dirt man and right in his spores?
Yeah, shoot him right in his spores. You guys may get a bit sick, though, so you might want to get out of the way.
Well, I mean, like, has Sonic gone for this turn rotation yet?
Not yet.
I'd say on your turn, get the friggity fuck out of here.
Do I need to act before you shoot that bow? That crossbow?
Well, I have to lure it out first, so...
Okay.
This plan may also make the fire elementals bigger, but let's not think about that.
Yeah, I'm going to say that, it's no problem for you guys to back up, and this, this animated wind will follow you.
Animated wind.
Animated Wind is my favorite Soul song.
My favorite Hayao Miyazaki movie.
Did you say anime?
Done.
Okay, who said that?
Who's the punk bitch that said anime?
Not me for one.
Pedame?
Huh?
Always with these Japanimations.
I'm gonna start
It's
holding
Afghanimation.
into this river. I'm
I'm
gonna
sorry,
become
what?
friends with the water elemental and kill you all.
Finally.
But Ashbell, if you want to go ahead and make an attack roll for that. Basically, the elemental is moved out enough for you to get a clear shot.
Was it an intelligence roll I have to do for attack with this thing?
It should say on there.
Take the shot.
I think it is intelligence. It's like con to summon it and intelligence to attack.
Yep.
Since it's literally representing your sheer like mental acuity in casting the spell.
I'm not very smart. I may have just shot Lenzone.
Shit!
Sana evens her odds.
Odds.
Oh man.
Yeah, that hits you dead on.
Me?
Uh-huh. You have
Yes.
a fire crossbow bolt in your arm. Go ahead and roll damage, Ashbell.
Oh man.
You fucked up!
So,
That's
does
the
Sana
first time you've lit me on fire.
have any spores on her that explode?
No, but she's wearing some armor, so hopefully that'll
Mitigate.
yeah.
I take 2 damage.
It's not that bad. Just
Oh
a
no.
burning bolt of flame in your arm.
Yeah, quit bitching, kids. Just take a bolt to the arm.
Just but a flesh wound.
I used to be an adventurer.
Until I got decapitated by my companion that heard this joke too many times.
First joke in the Skyrim joke book. It sells Skyrim wide. Real favorite amongst guards.
I still have a bolt in my arm.
I was going to say the number one joke in the Skyrim joke book is what's the difference between a Khajiit and a pizza?
Oh no.
Yeah. It's don't know why my mind went there, but here we are.
Does Sana have to take that out of her arm, or does it just dissipate?
It dissipates once it's hit. Yeah.
Oh, not that bad.
So who's up next?
Me.
Okay. My second plan is you guys to get the Dust Devil and the Fire Bros to meet up for a triple date.
Bring him in real close, make him kiss.
I'm gonna hack and slash the wind elemental again.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if I can activate. 1 second. Come on. 1. 5. Still, I get to do my damage.
You realize if it does activate, you'll probably be like take damage from it. Just like an explosion in your face.
I'm immortal.
whatever you need to tell yourself.
Yeah, so you've kind of learned from your last mistake of just kind of lunging through, and now you're basically... Well, you go ahead and describe it. You have defeated this elemental. Describe how that happens.
I defeated it?
Yes, you did.
Instead of using the really thin, sharp edge, I turn it flat and just keep pounding it against the ground where the elemental was until the dust is dust.
So you disperse this elemental into nothing but the grave dust it was made out of.
Yes.
So much for my plan. My plans got was a burnt shoulder.
Good job.
I can see. Yeah. I can kill.
And by now the spores have worn off and you're no longer sickened. And the spores that were swirling around this air elemental have also are kind of hanging in the air still.
I can shoot those.
We've already seen that you can't shoot.
Okay.
Harsh but fair.
I can give you that one.
I'm allowed to say that because I have an arrow in my arm.
It's not there anymore. It disappeared.
There's just an arrow-shaped hole.
And Urgosh, what are you doing way down there?
Don't forget to mark the elemental dead.
I'm trying to put more distance between the crystal and the elementals.
As you kind of move through this tunnel, you get a stronger feeling for exactly where the points of contact are. You can tell there is one sort of in the fungal cave, and another... Let's see, where is that other one?
Okay.
Another back toward the direction of the water, and that it is funneling energy to the southeast of the cave.
Okay. I kind of want to go into the fungal cave. Also, we still have Fire Bros.
Piss on him. Just piss on him. That's the secret every time. So now what? I believe it's my turn?
I want to double check. Erdosh, are you moving out of the cave entirely?
It's a good question.
That cave below you is trapless.
Given what I learned about the crystal as I was studying it, does it seem likely to me that the power sources... So is the power coming or going from those locations?
It's going to the southeast, but it's coming from the other locations.
Okay. Does it seem likely to me that there are similar crystals at the other locations?
Probably not. It seemed like the role of this was kind of to route those other energies.
There'd probably be other statues, like in that cave below you.
In that case, I'm going to keep removing the node from...
Yeah, last session, down here, the sort of statue you can see on the map, there was that statue and four-sided pyramids made of solid jet, and they knocked over the statue. They completely broke down the statue.
I took the pyramids.
And that was definitely one of the areas from where energy was, because the crystal kind of as you move is trying to reconnect, so you can feel it reaching out, but obviously it can't quite get to anything since there are no ley lines in that part of the cave.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess I'd set it down and head back.
I'll say that's basically, kind of a move. So if you want to attack or move into a different area.
I'd make a sharp left then. Head down into this cavern.
Okay. Let me reveal a bit here.
Avoiding contacting any of the ground, obviously.
So the spores don't like the steam from your boots, but they're not... I'm sorry, the mushrooms don't like the steam from your boots, but they're not shooting spores. They're just kind of shriveling a bit.
They're just pissed.
And at the end of this, you can see kind of a standing water with in the mid, half covering a platform base, and above that is a statue of a robed figure, faceless, that is just holding its hands sort of meditation style in front of it, and flanking on either side of the statue are bundles of incense burning. You can sense magic radiating off this, off the entire sort of statue and base and incense.
Sure. I think that's the end of my turn, right?
Piss on the statue.
I mean, you can still, make a move or make an action. So basically, you've moved around.
Okay.
I will say that sort of as you approach, you begin to hear the sound of whistling wind back the way you came.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be the first statue we destroyed, so I guess I'll make an attack at it to try and neutralize it.
Okay, there's really no need to roll necessarily, since you're just you're attacking an inanimate object. It can't really dodge or fight back. So
freeze it with my gloves maybe or something.
Yeah. So what exactly are you doing to destroy the statue?
So I would use the gloves that I've got to freeze the statue and then strike it with something made of metal to try and shatter it.
Okay, you completely shatter the base of the statue, or sort of down toward the feet. And as you do, you can see a air elemental materialize sort of out of the walls, and the moment the statue falls over, it dissipates.
Cool.
That's either really good or really bad.
You notice that air elemental looked a lot like the fire elementals. It was the same form. Like there's no, unlike the larger ones, they're not sort of built on corpses. They're sort of free-floating, human-shaped bundles of whatever that element is. Like that air was this sort of cloudy, spore-filled air in the shape of a human. The fire is, obviously a raging fire in the shape of a human. But none of the strange necromantic parts that you saw the others use.
Okay.
All this description. Okay.
Here's to hoping that elemental died and didn't just go invisible.
He went predator on us.
Yeah, you may have.
He's ghosting us.
Okay, who's up next?
You want to go first, Jiff?
There's nothing I can really do except like maybe cross the river.
Yeah, God forbid you cross the fucking river.
I could also explode the cave. I think. Could I? Are the spores?
Ignite every spore at once.
There are still spores hanging in the air from where the air elemental was dispersed.
Okay. I could explode the cave. I'm not sure how that would turn out for Erdos. So I'm gonna cross the river.
Okay,
Then
evens
you
or
go up
odds?
the cave.
I'm gonna give myself even.
That is a 5. As you sort of start to swing across, the stalactite begins to break and shatter.
Uh-oh.
Couldn't quite hold. It could hold your weight only for a little while, and under the strain,
Did Bowser design this?
so you fall into the rapids, and you have a chance to try to grasp at these rocks at the shore to anchor yourself to something before you get pulled away. Go ahead and give me a strength check to hold on.
16 strengths, don't fail me now!
Damn!
Oh, I am so tempted to make that fail to refill my burn. Is it right? But I'm not going to do that.
Watch you fucking roll it. Alright, I've got my stats refilled, but I got eaten alive.
Okay. So.
Alright, so you're holding on to the shore, and so basically, anytime you can pull yourself up because you've got a very strong grip, you're able to wedge yourself sort of in between one of these rocks and the shoreline here.
So just pull myself up.
Mm-hmm. And as you do so, you notice that two watery humanoid elemental shapes come into being next to this bloated corpse.
Dang it. Guys, I don't like the water. Wait. Water boys, I have a perfect friend for you. Fire boys.
Have them make passionate love to the death.
Approved.
Then they'll just become steam, and we'll have to deal with steam boys. Which is just the dust devil again.
It is the circle of life. I try and convince them to embrace the truth of reality and sacrifice themselves to create the steam.
Shut the fuck up and punch something!
Is it my turn?
If you want it to be.
Sure. How about I stab...
Please don't stab me.
I don't know, you shot me with an arrow.
Your stabs are a lot more potent than my arrows.
Yeah, if I rolled properly, I could probably one-shot you.
Yep.
I'll stab this one.
Alright, go ahead and give me a attack and damage roll, strength roll.
Do you think with attacking fire elementals, that 1 out of 6 chance where fire would be against him?
Yeah, I mean, go ahead and roll that 1 out of 6 as well. Let's see what happens.
See if your sword ignites in the fireman.
Whoops, just healed him up.
It's not a 1.
Alright, you're able to hit him and do some damage. It sort of, as you're slashing through, it reaches out to grab your sword and sort of begins to heat it up there. Give me a strength check to wrench your sword free.
Oh.
Really
Yeah.
quick, may I try instead to will my sword to absorb the fire elemental?
Absolutely, and it does.
Oh man.
What?
Level up on the sword.
Excuse me?
You can see
Bust that bitch.
along the fuller a line of red that glows.
Did I just absorb a ghost?
Did he just level up his sword though?
Eibhlin.
What in the undo fuck just happened?
His sword is like the Necromancer's bells, right? Sorta?
Well, you didn't absorb a ghost. It was an elemental, so it's more like a being of magic rather than a soul of a previously alive being.
Okay.
Technicality.
Still,
Go do the same thing with the other one, boy.
I just
Your sword was like a straw. You sucked in the fire.
yeah. If the other one doesn't die by the time I get there, I'll be glad to. Not itself.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm-
you're not sure what happened. I mean, it was definitely weakened. That was a very strong attack, and yeah, just as you pulled away, that was enough to dissipate this creature. But at the same time, you focused your will on that, and it happened.
It's like the Konami code of life.
Who's next?
You want to match
Is
that?
it my turn?
Yeah, if you want it to be.
I wonder if it means I can suck up fire creatures.
I'm going to have another bomber go.
All
I
right.
recommend creating a cryo bomb against the fire.
So 8, 7 to 9. So I'll do the same two again. The area of effect and forceful. Over, yeah.
Okay, don't forget that one of the fire elementals is gone now.
Over there instead then.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a dex roll.
That's better. Huh?
Yeah, so you notice some of the same thing that was happening before. This grenade lands and explodes and seems to take off some fire. It dissipates for a moment and reforms shorter. So you've definitely done some damage.
Yay.
But unfortunately, it is still standing. And who is up next?
I believe that'll be me, and I'll roll in to finish the deal. Just punch it in the ass. Give me 1 sec.
Question: how did the other fire elemental react?
It doesn't seem to be reacting at all. It has a very sort of blank expression, if it even has an expression.
Thank you.
You notice that these elementals seem to move very stiffly and mechanically. As opposed to the willful movements of the larger grave dust elemental, which seem to have different attacks and would move and correspond to your choice of moves and tactics.
So the grave dust elemental is like a fresh corpse, still got some of its life left in it, still able to think. While these are prolonged corpses.
Is there anywhere I can hit this thing that's not going to light me on fire?
We'll see.
Alright, I'm just going to roll strength, I guess.
Will the fire away.
Oh, shit.
Okay, give me a damage roll.
I got max damage at least.
What's max damage with fists?
6.
It's whatever the class damage is. Yeah, so you punch right into this thing, and you've got some spores and some dust on there, and it seems to ignite not only you and your arm, but also this dust is ignited and thrown clear. And again, the elemental shrinks a little more. And unfortunately, you are on fire.
I love being on fire so much.
You're on fire, bro. Doing nicely.
Give me a dex roll to stop, drop, and roll.
He fails it and drops onto a stalagmite.
He
Man,
stops and drops, but he does not roll.
That was a 10.
Okay, in that case, you only take 3 damage from these burns up your arm.
So you're scarred again.
Yeah!
Did I cause that damage? Oh yeah, it was like the chains, wasn't it? That like scarred his arms last time.
I'm afraid I don't recall exactly.
It was...
I generally know what you're
was-
talking about. Yeah.
It was the last fire elemental dude, like, magicking my arms while I was trying to choke him out, I think.
Oh yeah. You're not really good at fire. He's probably like stopped dealing with it.
Well, I'm a pirate, so I don't usually deal with fire.
Except for when your ship's on fire.
No, I just had a thought. Could
That's
I?
dangerous.
Yeah. Last time I did that, somebody got shot in the arm. Could I try using Zuko style to like suppress this guy? Just like force him down?
Yes, I'm going to say that's a Constitution roll because that's the roll you use to create your weapons.
Four and 3.
Okay, go ahead and give me a damage roll on that.
Four.
Alright, tell me how you defeated that.
Well, I sort of stick my hands out and they start sort of like writhing. And you can just see him just sort of being like compressed into a tiny ball of fire and then poofs out.
And then you piss on the ashes.
Yeah.
God, no. Don't do that. That's gross.
I get on all fours and lift my leg.
I just imagine you standing back there, like with your thumb and forefinger up going, I crushed your head.
And it does it.
The force is not on your side.
Its head immediately snuffs out like a match.
And Ashbell, you notice that as soon as that happens, you can hear more and more churning in the water. You notice that the water elementals have moved closer, and sort of the way that this bloated corpse water elemental moved, you can now see behind it is a small obelisk that appears to be red with blood.
Oh, somebody else want to deal with the water stuff? Because I can't do that.
I will be glad to.
Stab him with your fire.
Punch it in the dick.
And from the southern passage, you begin to hear a rumbling of stones, as if someone is churning bags of gravel. As if someone had a soup pot of gravel.
Well,
I don't like that idea.
I'm no genius, but I think that's the earth elemental.
Aww.
Do you guys want the water elemental or the earth elemental?
Let's do the earth elemental. I don't like the water elemental.
We're all getting fucked.
Okay, so I'll take care of the earth elemental myself. You three can take care of the water one.
What? Okay, I can try. How about the fire boys go for the earth elemental, and the non-fire boys go for the water elemental?
This is slowly turning into a McElroy podcast, calling everything boys.
Shit.
I've been infected by Twitch.
Dicks out, boys.
I fail to see the reference.
The McElroys, Car Boys, and Monster Factory.
Okay, I approve.
Do you know they have their own D&D podcast as well?
They do, as a matter of fact. I was going to start listening to that tomorrow at work. Adventure
And
Zone.
are you going to tell me about this?
Never.
Thank you, Fire, for bringing this to my attention.
I don't like water.
Yeah.
Bring me my stone fist.
So yeah, that's a whole. Everyone has acted at least once, so it's up for grabs who wants to act next. I will say, as you get lower into this area, I'll go ahead and reveal some things for you.
Did I go on those rounds?
Maybe, I don't know.
That looks like a dragon. I need to look closer. It's not a dragon though. It's like a beater guy made of rock. with 2 Deadpools.
Well, allow me to zoom in.
Yes, please.
Oh, it's like a Skull Rock grave thing, and with his 2 Deadpool boys down the
Holy
right.
fucking shit!
On its back
This
are
must-
tombstones. Sort of
I
forming,
love this guy.
Sort of forming fins on its back, and you can see skulls and bits of rib cage pointing through. It's rock and earth and root and mud.
Should we be watching out for Deadpool down there?
And it's as you can see as you enter this room, it is covered in cages. Half of which are empty, I'd say. The other half have dead animals in them. And you can see in the larger cages are dead human corpses.
Huh. Are those what? Is that what the Deadpools are?
Yes.
Are those really Deadpool?
No.
Zoom in, please.
No, they're Spider-Man.
Aw, not Deadpool.
You can see that they are quite mutilated.
Ow.
Pretty.
Okay. I feel like fire versus rock is just like indifferent.
I'm gonna bat it around like it's, well,
I will say,
Bat.
because I could be wrong about the sequence of events, Erdosh, if you want to take us away on this round.
Sure. I'm gonna book it.
Mixing my turns of phrase.
Erdos sprinting for the door still. I have to get anywhere but here.
I'm looking for the next power source. Or where the power is being funneled to. I can't remember which.
So you can see that at this point, the cave floor gives way to very old, busted tiles and smooth walls that have been, plastered, bricked up walls, and ends at a wall here. This black box, this black rectangle, with a door.
Spooky. Do I sense any magic coming from the door itself, or?
Not from the door itself, but this was the area in which all the energy was being funneled.
kick open the door. Get on the floor.
I'm
Walk
gonna
the
do the
dinosaur.
dinosaur. Yep.
You're walking into Satan's dining room.
I'm gonna open the door. Or rather, I'm gonna see time sideways and see what would happen if I open the door.
Motherfuck, we're using this.
What was the limit I placed on that?
You didn't mention all of it, actually.
I thought I did.
I'm
somewhere.
presuming it's a once a session kind of thing, but
I would feel that, yeah, but technically, I don't know.
I thought you said it would take up a move. Like,
Basically, what I'm going to allow you to do is pick any attribute you want for Defy Danger. And basically, whatever roll you roll here will carry forward, so that you can, basically, like a danger sense, you know when the next hit is coming. Or in this case, when, what'll happen when you open the door.
Spider Gnome with his spidey sense.
so you want me to roll then?
Yeah, I want to say intelligence is your prime stat, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because this is very much sort of interpreting the results, because,
Sure.
as you imagine, experiencing time sideways can be quite confusing. You're like, which universe was I in?
You just wander off into some other one where you're like surrounded by bikini-clad women and you leave us to die.
Red Prime?
If you open that door, you're going to get a face full of fire.
Well,
I suggest not doing that.
yeah, that's
Open it!
it's not a thing I'm gonna do.
I could come down and help with that.
I'll do it.
I relay this message to my team.
Bro, it's like an oven in there. You don't want to do that.
Don't get hot.
I will do it.
Yeah, just yelling back, Dotson, we have Dotson here.
I'll do it! I will do it!
I open the door.
I thought you were dealing with an earth elemental. that's in your
I haven't
face.
started combat yet.
Uh, I'm just gonna stand back and watch Sana get cooked.
Sana, you said you wanted to sort of pivot and go over to the door?
Yes.
Well, shit. It's been nice knowing you, bitch.
And you open the door?
I'd like to lead with my sword. Like have it up to block.
Kinky.
He is very much trusting of the fire aspect of his sword.
How dead am I?
We're about to find out how dead you am.
Hey, look.
You-
It's
Open the
Beard
door.
Bitch!
Open the door to a small chamber with a window looking out. And in it is Firemaster Yosh. The man
This
you
is literally how the
before.
Wizard of Oz ends.
He turns at the sound of the door and immediately unleashes a cone of fire. Give me a dex roll to dodge out of the way.
I love how we're all just standing back watching him do this. You can open that door, bro, but we're not being next to you.
Yeah, you got the expert tumble going on because he completely misses you.
You said that I can use on 10 plus dex rolls my backstab counter.
Absolutely. You took him so by surprise. You know, I would, like,
You
I hate to...
stabbed him with the bed.
Yeah, so I hate to, like, I'm stepping on people's descriptions sometimes, but I would imagine it, like, tumbling forward to, like, get under the flame, and then when you come up, you're, like, right next to it.
You backstab
Yes.
him in the chin.
If I might expand upon that.
Go ahead.
So I do roll under the cone, all that stuff. But as I rise, I want to pretty much try and cut his arm off.
That's not a stab, that's a back swing.
That's a back eye. You don't have an arm anymore.
That's a back amputation.
All right.
You don't
then.
have that skill. You don't have that skill.
I like to backstab you in the front of your face.
Go ahead and give me the attack roll. All right, and give me the damage.
Hello?
Huh?
Hi.
Yes?
We lost. There you go. Aso dropped off for a second.
Okay.
Uh,
So I'm going to use my sneak attack bonus damage, by the way.
Also, 1
Yeah.
through 6. Fire.
13.
And
sorry,
the-
what were you saying? Jeff? There?
Oh, and the fire roll.
Oh, right. 1d6.
Typing it.
Oh yeah, it cauterizes it.
I fire damage. How much is the extra fire damage?
Unfortunately, you recall that Firemaster Yosh is immune to fire.
I was hoping to like cauterize the wound as it cuts through his arm.
So your
Still, 13
sword,
base damage.
your sword catches fire. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything to him.
Not even a 13?
I'm just saying the fire doesn't do anything to him.
Oh,
As for
okay.
the cut itself, you can feel it hit against this almost, we would describe it as like a magnetic force.
This shit again.
Try and force through it with strength.
And yes, and you feel this at the very beginning, but then as the rest of your strength is, the rest of your follow through with the blade, you completely overwhelm him. Do you kill him, or do you knock him out?
Don't kill him.
Wait. Lenzone, are you really telling me to spare someone?
Bounties.
I don't feel the police would be happy with us if we killed the guy they're trying to capture.
Yeah,
I don't want to hang. I don't want to hang for killing a witness and stealing horses.
Yeah, or rather, describe to me what happens in this blow, because you have defeated him.
I cut off his one arm, and I make sure to cut off the other one, and pretty much just bash him across the face with the flat end. That way, it
Wouldn't-
knocks him out cold.
Wouldn't cutting off both arms kill him?
It's cauterized.
He's cauterized.
He's immune to fire damage.
He's immune to World War II medical practices.
I will say that sort of his immunity to fire damage is based on his mastery of it, and if he's sort of unconscious, then
I knock him out after I cut off his arms. So he has the ability to at least be awake for it.
Suggestion: maybe just go for Star Wars, cutting off the hands, not the entire arms. Go for like the
Oh yeah,
Count,
the difference
the
between
Count
hands and
Dooku,
arms.
the Count Dooku thing.
I was actually picturing Count Dookuing it. It's just I was saying arms to the hands.
Look, I get really horny for killing people. You have to understand.
Well, I don't want to kill him. I'm just knocking him out.
Okay, as he falls and hits the ground, Lenzone and Timthral, you see this burial
walking-
dirt elemental fall apart, and literally just, bones start falling out. It separates into its distinct elements and just forms a big heap in the middle of this room.
Well, that is the most horrifying thing I've seen all day.
And where did Rush go? Oh, there he is. You guys can hear this horrible sloshing sound from the other room, and can see as you get close this last room, which is looks like surgical tools and strange implements, and a whole area covered in blood.
So we found the layer of fire-based reanimator.
That's grody.
And then, a heartbeat later, you hear a sound like nothing you've heard before. It sounds like 5 people shrieking in unison. No, let's say a dozen people shrieking in unison. But there's something wrong, something off.
I wish we had I wish we had Necromancer.
Like half human, half pig sound.
We've pissed off Satan.
Mando
I think.
pig.
Where is it coming from? Like around me, or
It is coming from the chamber beyond Yasha's room. He has a
no,
window.
where I am?
There's a chamber.
Let me draw the window here.
Thank you.
It's sort of cut into the rock here, and sort of looks over and down into a larger chamber.
I'll peek my head out there, see what's screaming.
Good luck.
You see
Holy fuck.
a large chamber below, with tables filled with various alchemical apparati, and a pile of mangled bodies in the center.
That is just a pile of bodies.
This went doom fast.
Before we take our little mid-time break, the pile of bodies begins to shift and move.
Well,
Oh
We'll be
no!
back right after this.
Okay.
Ah,
it's a commercial break. I'm gonna get a
Message
drink.
from our sponsors.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm going
The
to take a
poop
halftime
monster
break
again.
to refill or to get more fluids or get rid of fluids, whatever you need to do.
This is the poop monster all over again. Only it's a body monster.
Is there anything I can steal off of Firemaster?
He's gone.
I'll ask him when he gets back.
Oh man. I wonder. Well, at least we have enough incriminating evidence when the police arrive.
Definitely. Be right back.
Hello?
Okie dokie.
And that's why God invented tapioca pudding. No one here to hear that?
No, we're all here. We judge you quietly.
Well, at least you're quiet. Do you know what that was in reference to?
No. Do I care?
I mean, musically you should. Expelling.
What's everybody else's status?
I'm here. Will's here. I think everybody else is still gone.
Okay.
Was there anything on Firemaster for me to steal?
Well, let's see how it
Catalysts.
plays out. Oh, the combat has not been particularly good this evening.
Interesting.
I told you I'm a little half asleep, so it's like just not being able to think with this much caffeine, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool, dude. No worries.
Yeah.
I'll still find new and interesting ways to get my ass kicked anyway.
And I'm aiming to get my ass kicked. Believe me, I've been trying to get my ass kicked.
Why? You trying to steal my
you do
thunder,
that.
motherfucker?
I want to meet death.
Stupid.
Oh yes, Friar.
Hmm.
To answer your question on my image from Dark Souls, the reason my head looks like a BB is because I like that hat. By the way, does my stuff still have the nasty problem of transmitting like what music I'm listening to you guys?
No.
No, not that I've noticed.
I tried figuring out a way to transfer music directly to Discord, playing on my PC, and I still have some of the remnants of when I tried to do that, but it required me like rebooting my computer in weird modes and stuff. Like whatever safe mode and some weird stuff. It didn't feel good.
I'll remember that. So at work today, Dylan, the boss came in with donuts and soda for everyone.
He came to my work with coffee and judgment.
I'd actually would have preferred the coffee. Less people jumping at you. Also, it would have woke me up. I would have been able to avoid the car.
The accident wouldn't have happened. You would have survived.
All those orphans screaming.
Okay, you're getting weird.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Why were they chasing that man? I heard his door open. Oh dear God, is he coming upstairs to kick my ass?
Jay! Yes, you're transmitting.
I know I am. I was giving you music.
I
It
see.
was beautiful.
Agreed.
Man, they're gone. Forever.
I wonder if they're dead. I'd like to point out there's an actual symbol for hand grenade.
Maybe he got grenaded.
There's also nuclear, sentry gun, Xana, arrows, threw my back out, and my personal favorite, Spider-Man.
My favorites have to be Shield of Spikes and Surrendering, and I exploded my skull.
No, we're wrong. The best, weed.
You're close, but the real best, it's gotta be fucking Cat's Butthole.
Sleeping Man.
Sleeping Burglar Man.
Sleeping Burglar Man.
Hey, so are you here?
Yeah. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just want to make sure
No,
everybody's
wait.
back.
The best, bacon.
So
Okay, now I'm done.
where we left off was looking out this this window carved out of the stone onto a lower chamber with a pile of bodies. This mound of corpses begins to sort of move as if there's something under it pushing. When suddenly the bodies go flying out in all directions, and a horrible mass sort of emerges.
Oh boy.
Come on.
It's a corpse monster.
What the fuck? Oh god, put it away!
Oh man.
I can't not look.
And it begins to make this sort of multi-voiced or multi-throated sound. It's croaking, it's crying, it's squealing, and it takes a moment before you realize it is saying something. It keeps repeating, "Father."
Yes, my son.
We killed Daddy.
Do you guys realize that throughout the entire thing are corpses just slightly inlaid in it? Not like the very visible ones, like others.
I try not to.
I'm still staring at this.
Notice the one on the top's like mouth is ow.
It's like the tiny mouth from the xenomorphs. Writ large.
That just looks like it would hurt. All of this. Every bit of it.
There's no part of this I enjoy.
Right. I would like to light my sword on fire and purge this thing from the earth. But first, time to loot.
It looks, it looks around for a moment and
It's
sort
up.
of Maybe.
Hey, so disconnect for a second. He's fixing his audio.
Okay. Before we do anything, I'm gonna purge that entire room with fire.
Hold on,
Well, hang on.
yeah.
I want to see what the angry puppy made of flesh does.
It looks around and does the equivalent of sniffing, and
Oh gosh.
That is not something I want to see.
turns to look up at this overhang. Leaps up.
I don't want to know.
The corpse hands dig in on the windowsill. It reaches in its maw, which can barely fit through the window.
No.
The lower corpse of its chin reaches out and grabs the body of Firemaster Yash.
So much more evidence. Sonic, stab it! Stab it!
That's my body.
It's his robe, kind of comes off as he yanks the body out and throws it into its maw.
So we have a naked Yash now.
Floppy
Yash
unconscious
didn't
Yash.
eat his robes.
Okay, Sonic, stab it.
No.
Stab it in the face. All of its faces, every single one of them.
And it swallows like a goose swallows whole without chewing, and then breathes in deep and breathes out a massive gout of flame. And everyone in that room, please make a dex check to avoid being burned.
Oh shit.
Uh-oh.
7-6.
Oh no.
Look, in our defense, none of us saw fucking flaming death. Oh shit.
I would like to jump in front of that.
Please. Don't. I feel bad.
You take 11 points of damage minus any armor you have.
I don't have any armor.
I would like to jump in front of that. Try and block part of it, at least.
Well, you already rolled, so...
I'm dry. I'm at 0, motherfuckers.
No, you don't take that damage. You succeeded on your roll.
Oh, okay.
Only Jif.
I have three health left. Why didn't you let me purge it?
We're all fucked.
I would like to. I kind of want to eat the magic mushrooms, but I'm gonna take a drink of emerald oil,
Okay.
and that'll give me back to full, right?
That'll give you 10 hit points.
Okay, 13.
And don't forget to mark off one of your uses.
Right, I guess there's only one thing to do. I hop into the pit.
It's hanging on our window. You don't have to be dramatic.
Wait, just stab it. I want to try something. Stab it back. Push it out.
Okay, I stab it.
That was almost the perfect time to say, so what you're saying is you want to get in the pit and try to love someone.
I have a feeling him getting in the pit in this situation would be jumping down its throat.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
I can Hercules it. Heracles. You gotta jump inside, then cut it in half from the inside out.
If you don't fail your not get digested roll.
Tenbrook says it's like 1,000 little tiny people hands in there.
Tearing you apart bit by bit. It's under the bodies! Oh, thank
There
God.
we go. Are the bodies part of the map?
No, they're a token.
No, I mean, what do you mean by that?
Like, were they already drawn on the map, or did you put them there?
No, that's a roll 20 asset.
Okay. So I'd like to stab it. Preferably in the front.
Alright, well give me a strength roll and go ahead and roll your damage for that as well.
So it's aware of me?
Well, I mean, you're
Nice
not quite
strength.
sure how it senses, but it knows there's something in the room to attack, because it did try to breathe fire on you.
It senses dead. It senses the dead.
I did stab it square in the chest.
Okay, go ahead and give me your damage roll.
And rolling. and I did not light the thing on fire.
It lets out this yelp of pain, this of pain.
But that's not so much a yelp as a "oh dear God."
I think I just pissed myself.
And drops
I
back
think I
down.
just pissed yourself too.
Drops
Okay.
back down to the ground and sort of kind of begins stalking around the room as if it's looking for something.
Okay, I want to purge the room, just blast the entire thing with flame,
All the alchemical shit.
just everything. And I'm guessing that's Zuko style, and that's a wisdom roll.
So are we fighting a chimera? And a non-fun one?
We're fighting a sin.
If
I don't like my rolls.
Hey, you're at least leveling up.
That's true.
Yeah, so it you're able to create this ball of fire, but it ducks out of the way into the water here, and ducks underneath this little office you're in. It's an overhang, and punches through the floor, grabs you by the leg, and yanks you down into the water.
Guys!
Well,
Question.
shit.
Is this water that same green water we found outside?
No.
Okay, I just want to point out, as I'm falling, my ears are now actually hands. I actually look like that.
No, he did this with such surprise and ferocity that you have no chance of stopping yourself.
Wow! So,
And
one
we'll
party
be
gone. I like to imagine it's just like a perfect hole of where I was standing, and I just disappeared.
Poof.
How much damage do I take from that?
No damage, but it has, moved you down.
Okay.
The water broke your fall from being too bad. So who's next?
Is there anything I can take as an improvised weapon up here? Like, I have a skill that explicitly allows me to use pretty much anything. Is there like a pipe, a table leg?
Yeah, I mean, there's a chair and a desk, and they both are, have good sturdy oak legs. I'm sorry, what?
Alright.
There are 2 human hands in the room.
I'm not going to use severed arms as a weapon. Before I do anything, I want to use one of my emerald oil uses to heal up a bit. So that's 10 health, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, so I guess that's my turn then.
Friar.
No, I mean, if you want to take another action there.
I mean, I'll gladly make a weapon out of a sturdy oak table leg.
Yeah, I mean, it's there's no hard action economy limit. It's sort of like what's reasonable, and I would say, you're using an item and then like breaking a chair open, so you could move again or take another action.
I think it's time to go to descend to the fucking murder pit.
Murder pit.
I already did
Murder
that.
pit.
I'm gonna jump into the pile of bodies to cushion my fall.
Friar, are these magic mushrooms that have explosive?
They're certainly flammable.
Mix them with emerald oil and a match.
Even that large pile that was set on fire didn't really explode with any force. But then again, it was just a pile and not like a contained explosive.
Sam, I need a jar. We're gonna make some mushroom explosives.
Sweet.
Mushroom cocktails, whatever they are.
Alright, who's next?
I'll go next. Bomb time.
And Asa just hangs back. Like, I see that, and I'm not getting any of it.
Bomb time.
So I'll go with piercing and fire.
Okay.
So strength and damage, or dex and
dexterity.
damage.
To throw it, yeah.
Ah, fuck's sake!
Oof.
Well, at least you have piercing, so it'll ignore any armor.
So I did one whole damage.
Yeah, it didn't quite land right. It's sort of, a little off to the side, but
Bounce to the side.
after the explosion, it made a little whimper noise, so it definitely, it got smacked by a piece of that shrapnel.
Tim, what are all the tags on your bombs that you can use?
Near, area, 1 ammo, 1 piercing, forceful, messy, fire, stun.
Okay.
And because he used fire that time, I'm going to say that this passage here is now sort of in the flame. These little planks and boards are burning.
Damn it, Tim.
Where?
Pulling up a little asset to drop down there.
Oh boy.
I was about to draw one for you.
A big smiley dick.
I can say that one's better.
The doorway's blocked until we kill this thing.
Well, for you guys, it is.
I
Yes.
jump down there, but first I grab him and pull him with me.
Pull who? The unconscious man?
No, the person that's up here still.
Tim or Asa?
You.
I'm down there. I got pulled down horse.
Ashbell's the first one down.
Ashbell is the first one down.
It was yanked to the floor.
Tim and
Asa then.
Erdos are still up there. Oh.
Nice one.
I was literally sucked through the floor.
Can't tell if Aso's alive, either in game or out. Okay.
Aso's vaguely alive.
I just know you were having internet problems, so I wasn't sure.
What?
What's this about being yanked?
You're about to be pulled into the fight by Sana.
Oh boy. I'm an awfully long way away. How are you gonna do that?
Grab you, run, jump out the window, action dive.
Do I get a chance to resist this, or does this just happen?
Well,
No, I mean, yeah, if you're unwilling, then it becomes a battle of strength, or possibly.
Well, I mean, my inclination would be to flank, but
Mm.
I try and pick Asa up. Beat a 10.
can I roll dex instead of strength?
You could probably roll intelligence if you're using your boots.
I see. For what it's worth, my decks are the same, by the way. So,
Okay. All right, you're now carrying a 1 foot tall dirt elemental.
I hop down here and throw him at the whatever we're calling this.
Okay, give me a dex roll.
who?
Thud.
So you take a good long time to wind up, and you toss him, and because of that pointed hat, he's got a nice spiral and everything going right into the open maw of this creature.
Oh no! Good luck!
And it clamps down for 9 points of damage on Erdos. Erdosh.
Have fun with
Did I
that.
kill him?
I don't get a dex to dodge or anything? Man.
No, not with a straight up failure. Like a 7 through 9 attack, sure, but like 6 or below means, that you're screwed, that you failed utterly in this instance.
Erdos, don't die. Oh, Erdos is gonna die.
So, you have been sacrificed.
Wait,
Fuck.
Well,
are you dead, or is that after you take the damage, that health?
That's after.
Hey, sir.
He had full health before.
Okay, that's good.
I throw him an emerald oil.
Sorry about that.
But, Asa, what are you going to do now that you've been crunched?
I'm gonna turn on both my hands, my gloves, and my boots.
Turn on my hand.
Try and flash freeze the creature from the inside out. And I want to overload the gloves
Okay.
to deal some damage in the process. Okay, let me look at my character sheet to figure out what I'm actually doing.
I'm trying to see how much charge you start with.
I think 3.
But the overload is spend 1 charge from plus 1d6 damage on it.
Right, exactly.
So go ahead and give me your attack roll there.
Is that strength based?
Should say on your gadget description there. I think it's an intelligence roll.
Ooh.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
Oh boy. I don't think there's any damage value associated with the gloves.
Well, your class damage. In the upper left, you should have a damage die.
And on top of that, I gotta add 1d6. Okay.
Yeah, it's the beam hits and begins freezing like the larynx and down, shooting straight down the throat. But you can see that that the flesh looks putrefied and dead even before you strike it. It doesn't seem like you've been able to do much damage to the cell to the cells. You're not disrupted it with extreme cold. It looks like it was already dead, but yet somehow animated with something beyond natural causes.
How deep is its throat?
Deep.
I want to say the creature from nose to tip is about 10-12 feet.
So I could technically jump in its mouth and be safe from its teeth.
Well, let's just say it may have other things than teeth in there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 tiny mouths.
I don't like this creature.
You're the one that tried to emulating it.
As
It didn't work, okay?
as artists can attest, it is a very powerful creature.
I guess I want to purge it again. Does. Yeah. And that's a wisdom roll, I think. Oh, come on! Please!
So you're able to send out a wave of fire, but it just washes over it. And doesn't seem to do so much as even singe any leftover hairs.
Whoops, accidentally set some room temp fire. Oh, anybody else got anything?
Meanwhile, the fire burning in the passageway is beginning to get to the beams, and a few of them have already snapped, and you can hear a great groaning of weight, like a ship at sea.
I'm literally 1 XP from leveling up right now.
I'm gonna start doing. I should start doing a thing where whenever there's a pause like this, that's when the monster attacks.
I really can't attack. Lenzone, you got
I'm up.
anything?
I've got a table leg with his fucking name on it. I'm just gonna crack it right in the jaw, try to buy some people some time to think.
Which jaw?
The main jaw made out of a waste. Oh. I'll go ahead and roll damage on that.
Doing better than me.
Alright.
So you hit this thing, and it's a square hit. Like, absolutely, this should do some damage. It hits, and it leaves a gash. But this should have busted it wide open, maybe even broken some of the teeth.
Should have.
If this was any other man, kill it where it stands. You know
That's
from bar
discomforting.
fights that if it was a human that you hit this hard, you would have done some serious damage.
Well, shit.
Is it my turn yet?
Sure, go ahead.
I'm gonna have another bomb go.
Chuck it down its throat.
Or
Meanwhile,
this
Tim
time
is
I'm
playing
gonna-
Bomberman 64.
Aw, shit.
Sorry, so what?
What?
well, I was just saying it may not be advantageous to kill your gnome with a bomb that you throw inside its mouth.
Okay, so you catch the bomb and you throw it further down the throat.
That son of a bitch.
I would say it'd spit you out after it was done chopping.
Oh, that's good.
So
Doesn't
I'm
like
gonna
the taste
I'm
of
gonna I'm gonna craftily craft my bomb to have a near effect and piercing.
You probably don't want near for that because near just means like within sword range.
I just didn't want a huge area of effect.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, this one goes wide again. This time landing near the table of green alembics and tubes and scientific equipment names. And because it's piercing, it goes off and shatters these things, sending these chemicals sort of draining down into the dirt.
Yay.
At least one of them, when it contacts dirt, begins to smoke.
This is just fun.
Everybody's getting fucked.
Yeah. Is Sana gone?
Sana, you gone yet?
I have not.
Fuck it up.
I pretty much try and jump up and stab it, pretty much to pin its mouth shut.
Which one?
Probably to the floor. Boss?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and give it a whirl. Give it a strength roll. Even with a Zweihander, that'll be a difficult task to get all the way through that massive jaw structure.
Watch him
10.
destroy it.
Yeah, you definitely get a hit. Let's see how much damage you're able to do.
Fuck it up.
Kill it.
5.
Will 5 damage kill it? Wait, does it burn it?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 1d6.
No, it doesn't.
But
But I rolled my 10.
So I assume, like, how are you attacking? Go ahead and describe the attack for me.
Pretty much I run up, jump, and pretty much spin my sword downward, hitting the top part of its head right here, trying to go down like that.
Okay, so again, your time spent fighting other people you would expect that the sword would cut right in. You got a clean shot. It didn't deflect off bone. It hit square, but unfortunately, the tip wedges in to bone, and that's it. And you do just a minuscule gash.
Rip.
This is causing issues.
Guys, I don't like this at all. Like, any of it. I want to fire... All it has the gnome gun?
Yeah, when he was trapped in the monster's mouth.
Okay. I want to fire all 3 of my flame crossbow bolts at it at once. This is an intelligence roll.
Yeah, go ahead and give me 3 intelligence rolls.
Woo! Level up.
Okay, and give me 2 damage rolls.
Eat its heart.
So, one of them sort of hits the skin and skitters off. One goes wide completely. But by this time, you've angered it, and it is charging at you. The third gains some purchase, but it just barely sticking into one of the arms when it reaches out and tries to slap you. Give me a dex roll to dodge out of the way.
Monster, please. Oh, I don't like the size of that window.
Oh no.
So one of these corpse arms reaches out and slaps you, sending you flying across the room into the beakers.
Lenzone, catch me.
I mean,
I got him.
I'm open.
I just go like an arcing flame.
Spins the other way.
You take 5 points of damage and are covered in these strange chemicals.
Quick, jump in the water. Bathe.
Take a fucking bath.
Oh.
How much emerald oil do I have left? Okay, idea. Throw one use at Erdos, another at Ashbell,
And then you're done.
and then throw the remaining one at Timthral.
Well,
Then
you can't
pray for-
divide the doses. You're literally drinking out of a single flask.
You can't just throw handfuls of droplets.
I'll
Get
throw the
blessed.
bottle at Erdos first.
Catch a mouthful of it and just start spitting it from player to player.
That
We're all
No.
family here. Don't make it weird.
Snowball is not a class move.
Fuck you, it ain't.
That's a prestige class.
Nice.
I feel like I should have taken the character of being a snowman. It would have been much peacefuler. Much more peaceful.
Peacefuler.
I mean, is snowballing still?
well, now that our DM has said
I'm
that,
sorry. I can't hear you, so you're a little too distant.
Is snowballing still snowballing if it's a snowman doing it? Or is it
I think it's like
snowballing-
ultra snowballing. It's the final form.
are we seriously asking this?
Anywho,
It's the Christmas special of Clerks.
I don't know
Well, those-
anything. I don't get that reference, and I'm very glad I don't.
Long story short, there's an
uh,
extended. Okay, I see how it is. We're keeping it PG-13 here. Never mind the fact we spat
No,
snowballing
just mostly, yeah. Just mostly continuing my having only seen one Kevin Smith thing my entire life.
Which one was it again? Dogma?
Yeah. Um.
Yo,
So who's
for
next?
a Franciscan monk, you're awfully cultured in the ways of modern society.
Friar is among the people, not cloistered. Who's next? I feel like I need like a chess clock to see. Basically, like if you take too long, to
When we
launch
get
this
smashed.
attack. Yeah.
I'll go. I want to try to like smack it in the same wound, see if I can tear it open a little deeper.
Touch its butt.
Don't make it weird.
Ryan, what are the chances of these chemicals turning me into a superhero?
Captain Planet's not saving us today.
Slim.
In fact, roll to see if
So
they're
you're saying
they're
there's a
lethal.
chance.
Gnome friend, which path should I take to become a superhero?
So you hit it with the table leg, but it completely shatters in your hand and doesn't seem to have done anything.
Well, shit.
I'd like to think that it being in the sentence is the creature.
Why won't it die?
Because dinosaurs.
All right,
Just
so
keep
who's next?
punching.
Do you think it's weak of mind?
It's probably got plenty of minds.
It's not necessarily weak of mind so much as it is it's an incomprehensible mind. Like if you try to reach out to it with your mental powers, it's a horrible cacophony of minds.
Oh gosh, that sounds horrible.
Tastes horrible too.
There's nothing I can do except make another weapon that won't work. Could we reset for all the moves?
Let's say yes. And also around this time, this fire has eaten its way through enough supports that this front area of the small access tunnel collapses.
Rip.
Wee.
We'll have to set the digging later.
All right, I guess I'm gonna try and kill Biggie Smalls myself.
Fuck him up.
Do it! Do it for the team. Because the team's about dead.
Let me see if there's anything I have.
That's a
At
giant
least to put the
gravel.
fire out.
I had a shield? Really? I
Well,
had a shield the entire time.
you've
You
been
just had
using a
a-
two-handed weapon, so
You've had it on your back just forgetting it's there. It's like, you like reach back to pat your back, like, wait, I had a shield?
Okay, hear me out for this. I would like to use Ben Barr's lift gates on its mouth, jaw, face thing. I want to try and tear its jawline open.
Ooh, okay.
Hard style.
Can I roll strength for it?
Oh yeah, go ahead. So you can't quite snap it. You got you put yourself in there, and instead of dealing damage, you're going to be adding this effect. So you didn't quite snap it, but you have knocked the lower jaw sort of out of socket, so it's left permanently hanging open, and it can't quite seem to close.
Throw the gnome in.
Jesus.
What?
I don't know.
No, I actually didn't hear what you said.
Well, why?
He said throw the gnome in.
They can't chomp you now.
I lodged the shield in its throat.
Choke it to death.
No fire from you today, boy.
All right, and who's next?
Oh man, its back is turned to me, right? Like it's doing sauna and stuff.
Am I still in its mouth?
I think it's
Yeah.
ASO.
Okay.
Oh, it's looking at me now.
Well, it's sort of dealing with sauna.
Fuckerino.
Well, for starters, I'm gonna back up.
In the corner of your eyes, you see me start glowing green and floating in the air.
I just start screaming.
Yeah, Gyarados again.
I'm actually gonna come over here. Oh shit! It collapsed already.
Hey, Erdos, how you doing?
Remember when I used you as a chew toy? Well, yeah. Sorry,
guess-
but it's
I
happening
guess I'm
again.
gonna make a flying pass, and try and smack it with my taser. My stun
Taser.
stick.
Just tase the thing. Tase it to the ground.
All right, give me them rolls.
No, that's not gonna do.
That is a hit. 7 through 9 is a hit with consequences.
Oh, I see. That's gonna be electrical and piercing, or I guess electrical's not an element. Just piercing too.
Okay, so that goes through. Is that 2 in addition to the 5, or 2 out of the 5?
I think it negates 2 points of armor if there is
Okay.
any.
I just got a tweet from Eri saying, "We doing Trumpkins this year?"
Trumpkins? Is it like a cross between a pumpkin and a trump?
Yep.
Nightmare.
For some
Exactly.
reason, in my head, that word was a mix between a blumpkin and a rusty trombone.
Oh god.
Throw in an Alaskan pipeline and baby, you got yourself a stew going.
I just
What
want to
have I
lie
gotten
down and
myself
die. I just want to lie down and die.
Join me in the chemicals, bro. It's great over here.
So
Just
with that
tripping over
hit,
there.
you were able to do some damage. You can see like one of the back legs is twitching and is not standing right, and it's limping hard.
Is there a move I can make that just makes me lose consciousness and go badass at it?
Can I roll to black out and shit myself?
Oh, trust me, you don't have to roll for that one.
Limiter's broken. Attack mode on.
He's going Super Saiyan!
I'm still in its mouth.
Super
Enjoy.
Saiyan?
I'm just punching its hand mouths.
Is it bomb time again?
Somebody do something.
I
Yeah,
can't
but-
act until one of you guys act.
Ooh, 11. I get to choose 3.
Okay.
Stun, ammo, and piercing.
All right. Now go ahead and give me the next roll to have it land right.
Fuck.
8.
So piercing, does that apply to the whole damage?
I have no idea.
Okay. I mean, it says just piercing and not like piercing 2.
Oh, it says one piercing.
Okay.
So, yeah, +1 piercing, +1 ammo, and whatever the other one I said was, stun.
Yes, it absolutely lands right next to this creature and like
Goes pop.
explodes, doing only a little bit of damage, and popping its jaw back into place. But unfortunately, it is stunned.
How did you
Stunned.
pop
Somebody
his
whack
jaw
it.
back in place?
It went off underneath the jaw, and the force knocked the lower jaw back in place.
This entire cave feels like the image I posted in Discord. Did I say page? I meant cave.
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
That
Somebody whack it while it's stunned.
I'm still in its mouth. Trust me.
I'll slam it.
What are you doing in its mouth?
Wait,
Get out of there. It's dirty in there.
did
Don't know where it's been.
Sonas get eaten?
I would say you were knocked clear from that explosion.
Okay.
Like, his bomb just made him chew you while he was unconscious.
Well, I have a sword on my back, so if he tries eating me, he's going to bite a sword. And then he would have the Shelob problem of...
Somebody sliced its uvula off. Slice its uvula off.
Guys, I just got a great idea.
Uvula.
Who's acting next?
Well, what's your idea? Go for it.
Okay, so I'm gonna pretty much put my sword into its mouth. That way, when it tries
You
chewing,
did that.
because I put my shield in its mouth, but I didn't roll for it, so I guess it didn't count.
Yeah, I mean, you said that as an afterthought. I didn't realize you were doing that as an action.
I might do it later. Instead, I'm planning to put my sword in its mouth. That way, when it tries biting down, it's gonna stab itself through its own head.
Please don't break my sword.
My own sword.
It took a lot to craft it.
Yeah, I want you to give me a strength roll to jam it in there.
Well,
Good job. You did good.
And then here comes the giant fist.
Okay, go ahead and give me a
Plus one,
damage roll,
indeed.
because it's going to immediately try to bite down on you after you've done this. Okay, it bites down, and the sword gouges up through the top of its head. It screams in pain, and is still recovering from the stun. So it's not going to try to attack you or anyone just yet, but it looks like it's coming out of it here in the next few seconds.
I'll smash it.
Hulk smash it, bro.
I'll Hulk smash it. with
I
my-
go
my
underneath and
own-
try and kick the jaw upward to try and force the sword even further. All those hooks and barbs on it, that thing's going to cause enough
Well-
bleeding to give that thing a problem.
Let's give Lenzone a chance to attack here.
Mine was more of a joke.
Sure.
That was almost a 4 and a 4. I saw those dice. Fuck you. 7 to 9 is succeed with complications, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I'll roll damage then.
3.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're just pounding away with your fists. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, you were doing no damage, and it is coming out of its stun now, shaking it off. But still, it's not bleeding from the wound, but the wound is open from the sword sticking through the top of its mouth.
I'm just ineffectually screaming into the wounds at the same time. As one does.
And as it shakes off the stun, it goes over to the pile of bodies and scoops up 3 or 4 in its mouth and swallows them like a goose down, just neck up. Swallows them whole, and you can see its wounds begin to heal.
This is not fair.
Did it swallow the sword?
No, the sword is basically still jammed in its head.
Well, at least we know that wound's not sealing anytime soon.
The old what in GURPS was called the common sense roll. You're beginning to suspect that you cannot take this creature head on.
You can't tell me what to do. Charm.
I'd like to negotiate.
Charm it. Seduce it.
Good idea. Yeah.
All indications are that it has a very animalistic intelligence.
Does it breathe?
No.
It's an animal. Think about animal.
This may... I kind of want to do like my last attempt to purge it.
We're not going to kill it.
Sword is the focal point.
I'm sorry, what?
Who what?
Oh, I want to dig into the bodies. I want to try getting to the bottom of the body stack.
Yeah, it's not too hard to shove some through. Or shove some away, I mean.
Is there anything there?
Just dirt covered in congealed blood.
Aw.
Kinky.
I was hoping for a waypoint. But now I'm just under the bodies covered in blood.
You're covered in so many things at this point.
Our lives end with a lot of blood.
Like, I think we should start retreating. I'll be glad to buy us time for the retreat.
This is kind of cozy.
Sonic, give me a dex roll. Okay, you dodge out of the way as this thing comes charging at you, as it no longer has its full range of its mouth, and slams into the distant cave wall, and you can hear that same creaking sound.
Oh, I know what we need to do.
Is this a Matador situation?
Guys, we need to set the walls on fire.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
I don't think fire was the answer.
No, I mean, you do notice that the other passage was held up by stints is not the correct word. Yeah, there's a specific word that's going to drive me nuts all night.
Beams? Supports?
Anywho, there were supports along the sides, and when those burned down, it collapsed. But you can see this is a naturally formed cavern. The
overhang.
Yeah, the overhang is not natural, but everything else is.
Okay, we need to get it underneath the overhang.
And blood, the overhang.
Everyone move towards the overhang.
Buttresses was the word I was looking for, which is not even what I was talking about.
Okay. Okay, I don't know how we're gonna do this. If we all get underneath the overhang to attract it underneath, if it collapses, we're dead too.
Okay, idea. Someone gets under the overhang. Everyone else is in the overhang,
Draws aggro.
and we draw aggro. The person underneath will hop out of the way, and everyone else will leave over to here, and pretty much try and make it fall on the thing.
Who has the most HP?
Me.
I'm at 19.
Okay. What do you have that can draw aggro?
I'm a loudmouth.
I literally stabbed it in the face.
I make dog noises.
If I
Clock's
make
ticking.
if I make a flame weapon with burning brand, can I hand it off to somebody to use?
No, since you're literally holding fire.
Okay.
So if anyone else tried, they would be burned.
Here, take this crossbow. Ja!
I'll take the low end. Everybody else get high. I can take
I also have a shield.
Also, you're going to need to, Lenzone, make a strength check if you want to retrieve your sword.
I don't have a sword.
I'm sorry.
He meant me.
Sana.
I
I was
will.
looking at one thing and talking about another.
No worries.
Do I make a strength check now?
Just whenever you get ready to remove that sword. If you want to remove it now, go ahead and make
Okay.
one.
I don't
9.
see Sana's health. Her health bar.
Yeah, I don't see it either.
I do. It's 12 out of 15.
That should do it.
Sweet
There.
Jesus, 12, 15.
I have 8 out of 17.
I forgot Ashbell was in the bodies.
Yeah. I was just chilling down there. It's very comfy.
Just chilling in the bodies.
Okay, Lenzone, make a dexterity check.
All right.
Oh, are we up in the? Are we up there now?
If you want to move somewhere, you've got to show me with your icon there, because basically, as you guys have sat around, you're kind of exchanging glances and a few shouted words, and in that time, the monster has decided to rush Lenzone, and unfortunately, takes a hit full on. You get to mark that XP.
Ow. Ooh, ow. 7 left?
And it tramples over you as it goes charging into the wall further, and you hear another rumbling, and this time a few small stones and a stalactite or two fall down from above.
All right, everybody else get up. I'm going to yell at this thing until it kills me or I kill it.
I have an idea.
I think I had the same one.
Rodeo?
Nope. Yeah. Like red flag and all.
I'm
So
sorry,
like
Tim?
hop on top of it and ride
Yeah,
the thing.
Sorry, guys, I've got something's come up. I've got to shoot off.
Oh, okay.
He died. Let's put him in the stack of bodies.
Rip.
We'll use him as bait.
Yeah, sorry,
Quick,
sorry,
bring
guys.
it on guard.
Yeah, no problem.
I'll catch up with you later on. It's nothing bad or anything. It's just something's come up, so
Okay.
I've got to deal with it.
We can say he went to go get the town guard.
Take it easy, homie.
Standing at the cave entrance, waiting for them. My idea was also, it seems to be shaking the roof loose whenever it hits the wall. So if we can do the dodge out of the way bull thing and get it to hit the wall a bunch, it might just get collapsed on.
That's kind of what we're doing, yeah.
But I was thinking, I thought we were doing is we're trying to purposely collapse the overhang.
Aren't those one and the same?
They are.
Okay. I was
Theoretically,
thinking-
you could collapse the overhang without collapsing the larger chamber.
No, shush.
Just making you aware of your options.
I'd like to hop on its head and ride it like a horse.
Which head?
You know that part right where the spines are and the head is a little popping up?
The perfect little saddle spot?
Yeah, there's a little saddle spot there. I want to use the upside down feet as like motorcycle handles.
Nailed it.
I'm not hearing objections.
No? Go
Friars
ahead, try it.
Friar's calculating how fast I die.
Basically, give me a strength roll to grab on and hold on to the bucking bronco.
He 7'd it.
Yikes.
That is just barely enough.
He tamed. You have tamed the creature. Congratulations.
What do I have to roll to tame it?
13.
Well beyond your capacity, I'm afraid.
Wait, what was the thing the person would say from Shadows of Mordor?
I didn't memorize the conversations.
We ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one.
So you're hanging on to Footboy.
I would like to try. What's it called when a horse is wild and you have to break it? I'd like to break it.
What's it called when you have to break it? Oh yeah, you have to break it.
A+.
You can ride the bucking bronco, but I don't think you're going to be able to break this particular creature.
I'm just gonna stay lying here, trampled and coughing teeth.
Yeah. All you can hope to do is try to outlast it. Or survive it, I should say.
Pull on its feet and steer it into things.
Doom it. Do what Doom Guy does.
Rip and tear.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Like, just tell me what to roll.
I'm going to say make a dexterity roll to sort of guide it. Alright, you slam it into the wall. You know, it's trying to get rid of you, trying to throw you. But in the process, slams into a wall. You hear more creaking, more stones fall down. You think one more hit, and a big chunk of the roof is going to come right down on top of you.
Might want to get off soon.
Fuck it up.
Not yet. Me and my meat bike with legs and teeth.
Multiple legs. Multiple teeth.
Do I
multiple
roll
heads.
again?
Give me another strength check to see if it can buck you off. Nope, you're still on it. I'm going to say another round of actions before you can direct it again.
Okay. What else do we have to do, guys?
Scream. I'm gonna take a chance to heal.
I stare deeply into the monster's eyes. What fuels the flame of your desire?
Death. I wish to death.
Lenzone, evens or odds?
I'll take evens.
That is a 9.
Rip.
So, Erdos, this creature is going to charge at you.
Damn it.
So give me a dexterity roll to dodge out of the way.
Lenzone is just getting trampled tonight.
It's my life.
It's like,
Alright, you're able to shoot out of the way with the rocket boots there, and it slams into the wall, and you can see the cracks form around 2 giant boulders that are slowly sort of losing their grip. And this place is coming down.
It's time for everybody to fucking bail out.
Metroid this.
Save the animals. Kill the animals.
Destroy the planet. Whoops.
I'm Spartacus.
So most of you are able to get out fairly quickly, but Sana, give me a dexterity roll to get off this creature without being trapped under something. Alright, you're able to get out with just some minor scrapes and bruises. And unfortunately, this whole tunnel section
Just busts in.
just completely collapses.
Ow. That's some big gravel.
And you can see sticking out of the rubble of these boulders is the red cloak that the alchemist is wearing.
Do we still have his body?
No, that was eaten.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? I thought only his cloak was eaten.
No,
did
it was the
Lenzone
body.
get out?
Yes, everybody was able to get out with that roll. And as you sort of walk through the cave, you notice that all the elementals have dissipated.
There goes our evidence. It's like, if you want to take the time to dig, we can prove our innocence.
Just have me punching a pile of rocks when they come in. Ah, I see you walked in as I defeated this earth elemental.
And you still feel a few tremors, and you're not sure if the rest of the cave system will hold up.
This is where the Metroid timer comes in, and the facility is self-destructing.
Let's get the hell out of here.
And make sure to snag the aquamarine crystal on the way out.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that was an incredibly long and, I will say, boring fight. I was not
I
happy
liked it.
With how that actually played out. It was much better in my head. But it gives me, it's
happens.
information something I can learn from, and we'll take notes of this in the future. But you're able to take the aquamarine crystal and the robe with you. And this robe, you can tell immediately, Ashbell, is a fire-resistant material that will make they'll make you immune to regular fire and take half damage from magical fire.
Guys, I'm gonna take this. My cloak's gonna turn green and turn red.
You're upgrading.
Did I get anything?
Beaten like a dog.
I also have 4 obsidian jet pyramids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you'll have to get those appraised where you can say for certain how much they're worth, but it's not a precious jewel, it's a semi-precious, but it's still quite large.
Do you think it could be used to craft a weapon?
No, it would be a very brittle weapon.
Okay.
It's pretty much very fancy glass. It can be made into arrowheads, spear tips,
Well,
A mess. A waste.
scalpels. It can be made into a scalpel.
Look, you nerds, you're thinking of the wrong shit. The obvious answer is money.
sure.
Now, we need to discuss this. We found the rock. We found the thing. What do we do with it?
Well, as you leave the cave, you run smack dab into the middle of the guard patrol from town, including Ms. Ward, the Castellan.
The grumpy woman.
Have they seen all of us yet?
Oh yeah, you guys come out of the cave and there they are coming up the hill.
Change seats.
Hi. I wasn't the one who stole the horses.
Well, fuck.
Okay, all our evidence is in there under a giant pile of rocks.
I know this sounds bad, but it was the one-armed man. Wait, no-armed man.
Erdos, take the rock and fucking Iron Man your ass as far away from here as you can go.
Okay. We had captured Yosh, but then a giant corpse monster ate him. That's our bad.
Yeah, she sits there as you all, basically say the equivalent of this back and forth to each other, and she waits for you guys to finish, and then that's quite a story.
Oh, man! We didn't see you there, ma'am!
Yeah.
Hey.
Fancy meeting you here.
Because that's quite a story. Now, if you'll hand over the gem, as well as present the proof of Firemaster Yasha's involvement with that cloak.
Okay, I hand it over. I'm sad. Can I get that back afterwards?
That'll be up to the College of Alchemists. It'll become their property.
Okay.
Permission to
There you
speak
go.
freely, lady.
Granted.
Can I request some leniency for my poor cohorts I dragged into my life of sin and crime? Like, find them, whatever. I mean, if you've got to hang somebody, could you hang the pirate? I mean, it would do wonders for my legend. It was me who came up with the horse stealing thing. I figured we were acting to save the city and all that. Here's the goods, take them.
What horses?
I brought my rope. I brought my own rope. I fitted it for this day.
Because you are a bizarre little man.
You are the first person to tell me that.
And she does say what horses. As you can see, the horses you have tied up have since wandered off.
Fuck, I knew I didn't know how to tie ropes after all.
If you look at your noose, it's just a single length of rope, not tied at all.
It's just a straight rope. Oh, I'm bad at rope.
You suspect that when they heard the horrible sounds and maybe the collapse, that they got scared and sort of like ripped the branch they were tied to off.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly a fucking stone pillar. There's 4 horses running through town with a single branch tying them together.
They're going to clothesline person.
We must also look like and smell like shit. Burns, dirt.
I haven't been able to bathe in a month.
Do these chemicals do anything to me? Because I'm still covered in chemicals and blood.
Yeah. So basically, over the course of the next day, the guard discusses with the Alchemist College and gets the facts and all these things, and then finally, she begrudgingly grants you a reward of 2,000 guilders.
Among us or separate?
Total.
Okay.
Amongst the crew of 6.
Yeah, so that's an outstanding warrant for theft. You basically brought in proof of an outlaw, and that also the Alchemist College would like to give us a reward as well.
Can they read this book to me?
Can they read to me?
They grant full access to the library, which if Tim and Graxland were here, I would tell them basically by studying they level up to be equal to the rest of the party.
Oh, leveled up.
Yes, and they grant you the Pyromancer's cloak.
Yay.
And a gift basket of 4 special potions.
Oh, are they random?
No, I have them here.
Okay.
A potion of giant's blood, a potion of stone skin, snakeskin oil, and potion of the fluid form.
Potion seller. I'm going.
Oh my god, it's so echoey. It's perfect.
Strongest potion.
We each get 333 money, by the way.
Who did you divide it up amongst?
One as tithes.
Because technically it should go amongst all the players since they were all here at one point.
No, yeah, I split it amongst all 6 of us.
Okay.
Come in. Good night.
I'm actually Go ahead.
No, I accidentally hit my...
I'm actually going to find my profile picture so I can turn the cloak red.
Didn't you hand that over as evidence?
They rewarded
We gotta
me.
give him back.
Yeah, the Alchemist College gave that as a reward, as well as a sampler of 4 rare potions, which you'll find the description for those in the Discord.
So we each get one of those, or we split it amongst the team?
Well, that's something you'll have to decide amongst yourselves, but it's a gift basket of those 4 to be split amongst everyone.
For now, let's jockey somebody to carry the gift basket as an item.
Did they read me my book?
Did they teach me to read?
No, like, I've had this alchemic journal for the longest time that I can't read.
I'm sorry, it was what now?
Back when I snuck into Drake's house, I stole the most important book because I managed to appraise it a long time ago. And he said, "This is the most valuable book, but it's of no use to you since you can't read." I stole it anyway, and I've kept it the entire time. It's still sitting in my inventory.
Okay. Yeah, with your newfound literacy, you find that it is a detailing of what you believe to be one of Drake's ancestors in his expedition to the Troll Lands. Talking about the
How
routes
is this
they
an
took.
alchemic journal?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, what?
It was an alchemic journal.
Oh, okay.
Alchemical.
Huh?
Did I just hear a roll for background story?
Roll for background story. Drake's ancestors all died. Huh. Then how'd you deal with Drake?
What a tragedy.
Well, I mean, if it is, well, did you learn it was an alchemic journal from looking at it or from having it appraised?
I looked at it and you said that it's an alchemic journal. You said it's an alchemy journal. I added the archaic part.
I'm going to say that because you were unable to read, you mistook it for an alchemic journal, and that what looks like formula are actually descriptions of movement of the stars and tracking of the journey, as well as etchings of symbols found in the Troll Lands. That someone who didn't know any better, who couldn't read the descriptions to go along with the pictures, would certainly think of it as an alchemy book.
He's saying you were
Yeah,
really,
this is useless to
really. He's saying you were really illiterate back then.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you didn't know anything about alchemy.
Yeah.
True.
Only what you might pick up from the alchemist in the party.
So, I guess we're not committing insurance fraud with that one guy.
No. Unfortunately, it was taken into evidence by the town guard and would have been, processed as a stolen good and returned.
Properly, meaning he'd know we fucked up. Unless, no, we're not committing grand theft. Not today.
Maybe.
And sort of in the days following this, Eric von Stresswein kind of, walks into the bar one day and sets down a purse of, let's say, the equivalent of 5,000 guilder in gold coins,
Jesus.
and says, "Thank you very much for retrieving my property. And for taking care of my employee before it was necessary to pay them."
Wait,
I'm
did we just...
I'm gonna stay respectfully silent. For once in my career.
Can I have this money transferred into the form of currency I like?
Well,
If you say dead mice, I will stab you to death.
I'd like 1,000 live mice, please.
To slaughter by hand.
No, they sell more.
So we got $5,000 on top of that.
Try the red
Split
cloak.
them on 6.
yeah, let's see.
The red cloak is if you want to convert it, if you want.
Just 1,000 live mice in a bag.
All right, so we all also get 833 on top of that.
Does the cloak have any armor rating?
Nope.
No, unfortunately not.
833, you said?
Yes. On top of the earlier 333.
What would I call it? Firemaster's robe or whatever?
Yeah, either Firemaster's robe. Yeah, that's probably a good description.
I have a lot of mice.
it has a number of symbols, of fire shapes and alchemical symbols for fire, but they're all seemingly just adornments. Like a badge of office more than a practical piece of clothing.
It's for showing off.
But Eric von Strasswein, as he's giving you this money and thanking you for retrieving his property and doing so without having to deliver payment to the Firemaster. Or no, that's not the voice actor. Without delivering payment to the Firemaster. I also unfortunate that you were unable to retrieve the creature, but from your descriptions, it sounds as if it was an abject failure.
I quietly ponder my stomp wounds.
I'm going for German, but it's coming out French.
It works.
But basically, he is saying very much that this entire alchemical working was bought and paid for by Eric von Strasswein.
Well, son of a bitch.
What do I have to roll to decapitate him on spot?
Don't do it.
We finally finished.
But they played us like a fiddle.
Welcome to career criminalhood.
I'm a dancer, thank you very much, not a career criminal.
Did I ever find out what the entirety of Yash's Heltish paper said?
It was a recipe for butterscotch pudding.
If I'm remembering correctly, it was a sampling of myths related to resurrection of the dead and the
Gee, I wonder if
manipulation
you
of
found that
spirits.
true.
I have some myths.
Myths.
Do you think I could sell it back to the Academy?
But Eric says, I want you to understand that the unfortunate case of the dead gods was not something I wished. I only wished for him to carry out an experiment based on the manuscripts I discovered. And I would be very interested in test subjects. If you are open to employment, then perhaps you could retrieve some poor unfortunates from the streets.
I think I've had about all I can stomach, sir.
That sounds immoral.
I have to get back on the sea, she calls me. It's a pleasure, though. If I'm ever back in town, I'll see if I can drag some civilians kicking and screaming to your death dungeon. It's been swell.
As I sense your sarcasm, and I do not appreciate it. You surely.
You have to forgive me. I got trampled. I kind of lost my tact.
As you are men of the world, you understand the nature of power. You have an alchemist in your retinue, and even I hear a necromancer. Surely you understand that the manipulation of the dead and the better off dead is a legitimate way to seek power. The research of magic, it does not know such petty limits as the morality of the Elentine Church. Such nonsense.
You know, let me give it some thought. I've had a long few days. I know where to find you if I'm looking for work.
And I just know where to find you.
This is yes, of course, and when it comes time for you to leave the city, then I hope that you will visit my wonderful homeland and mention me to the Guild of Merchants, and you will be well taken care of.
Mighty kind of you, sir.
Did we just get street cred from a German guy?
That French guy just gave us street cred.
I begin vomiting profusely.
I was thinking there's this old movie it's a great comedy. It's racist as hell, but it's a good. Other than that,
it's a great comedy.
It has Pink Panther dude, whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah.
In Yellowface, unfortunately, but other than that, it's genuinely very funny. It has some good people in it, but there's a character. It's like making fun of all these detectives, and there's a character based on Hercule Poirot, and everyone keeps calling him French, and he goes, "I'm not a Frenchie, I'm a Belgie." That's all I can think of now when I mess up that accent.
Forever
There's a long way to go for a
into
very
the
little
game.
laugh. Anyway,
Is this being recorded?
Yeah, we're being recorded.
And stream.
no one but me is gonna
Jeff,
watch that. No, yeah, I mean it's unfortunate, but like other than that,
sign of the times, etc.
It's like the video for putting on the Ritz.
So, what is the What are the odds of me spending some of my newfound lucre to learn how to read?
basically, whenever you level up, if you put a point in intelligence, that should bring you up to a 0 instead of a negative 1.
Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be, basically learning to read.
Wait, so is that the end of that journey, quote unquote?
That whole adventure
of the sort of alchemist arc, this in-betweener.
Okay, I'm gonna put my experience point for my fulfilled. What's it called?
Your bond with who?
You.
What did I do?
Did we split
You
up
messed
that?
up on that roll the other day.
I'm not entirely convinced your bond with me is complete. You're convinced anytime
It was the one where we were all talking about that if you succeed, we'd all be impressed. If you failed, we'd all be like, yeah, you suck at doing stuff.
Oh, that one, yeah, the fire and shit. That was when I almost got scarred. Okay, I suppose.
Does that fulfill my bond of Dylan and I were one mind and his Pax friction burned away?
You're a bitch and I hate you.
You got
So
burned several
How much
times.
XP did I get for pretty much absorbing the soul of an elemental?
Let's do one piece at a time. What's the general XP payout here?
I want to say, in addition to any of the XP you earned from missed rolls, that you'll get 2 bonus XP.
Alright, I just leveled up to 3.
Okay.
I just need 1 more XP to level up.
And just a reminder to everyone that when you level up, you get a +1 in any one attribute. I don't think you can go above 18.
I just spent 1 in intelligence so I can read.
Yeah. And your HP stays the same unless you put points in Constitution, and that raises your modifier.
For sure.
As well, you can choose a move from the advanced move list.
Can you relink that one more time?
It should be tied to your character, if you happen to have those PDFs.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, let me bring my sheet up. I still have that.
They're class specific, so.
I am level 4 now. I put my point into wisdom since I did horrible wisdom rolls tonight.
Okay.
And let's see what move I get. Did you know that DungeonWorldSRD.com and www.dungeonworldsrd.com link to different sites?
Okay.
So strange. Like, I'll do it in this chat here.
I'm going to use the multi-class one. Skill.
Do you have a second multi-class ability?
Yes. Okay, so pretty much at the very beginning there is... Where is it? multi-class Dabbler.
Uh-huh.
And then later on, so long as I have multi-class Dabbler, there's multi-class Initiate.
Okay.
which allows me to take-
Is that under the 2 through...
It's under Fighter.
I mean, is that under 2 through 5 advanced moves, or is that under 6 through something else? Well, there should be 2 different sections of advanced moves. One is levels 2 through 5, and the other is 6 through 10.
So there is. Sorry, there is no font break right there, so I didn't even notice that.
Okay. Yeah, just make sure that as long as it's 2 through 5, that's fine. I just wanted to double check, make sure it wasn't too high up there.
It actually is, so I will be picking something else.
And I was not especially happy with the combat tonight, but I'm not going to dwell on negatives. I'll just say that I'm hoping to learn from this. Please feel free to add any criticism to this, and in the future, if things start getting to feel like a slog, be honest and tell me, and I'll try to throw something in that'll mix up the situation.
I don't know. I thought the combat was fine. I mean,
I think it was okay, but this was definitely a very combat-heavy episode.
Yeah.
Obviously, it felt very clearly at final boss of the chapter. More to the point, you'll forgive me, I forget what happens every night. Did I ever fulfill my bond of I can rely on Sana to have my back?
I rodeoed for you.
That sounds obscene. That sounds also I know nobody else got fulfilled.
You rodeoed for everybody, though.
Yeah, you rodeoed for everyone. You were just fucking hard up to do something with that rodeoing.
I just really wanted to end it.
Dylan, didn't you have a bond with me that you said you could fulfill?
Me?
Ashbell, I have gone toe-to-toe with Ashbell. You and I haven't slugged it out yet.
Okay, I thought we did something like you got burnt or something. I don't know.
You burned me. We didn't fist fight.
And I only shot Sana tonight.
Right?
Don't remind me. So...
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt that particular conversation, but Aso, you were saying something about... we were talking about the combat there? I couldn't quite hear you.
Saying the combat felt fine. It was just kind of unclear whether that was some kind of like super boss or if we were like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't clear what direction we were supposed to take as a group with regards to dealing with.
I mean, in his defense, we are kind of stupid.
Well, and like, I don't know, my head's not clear tonight, and everything else. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, that's a good criticism. That's definitely, I'm gonna write that down so that it's, the next time I'm designing a combat, I can make the goal far more clear, rather than this sort of pseudo dungeon crawl. Like, it wanted to be a dungeon crawl, but was not quite there.
I said, no worries, I enjoyed it, but I can feel where you're coming from, buddy.
Yeah, and look, I'm going to stop harping on that, because I know that's annoying and vaguely self-pitying. But I will talk to you a little bit about the next sort of arc, and kind of give you just like, this is the epilogue at the end of the episode, saying next time on...
next time on Dragon Ball X, I don't know. Hey, look, I found you, Jiff.
You're right. It's me.
Do we recharge back to max health?
Yeah. So basically,
okay.
Another week has passed in the town, and next session we're gonna have to put on another show. Gotta get that money.
Showtime.
Gotta play for that money. In the words of a character on Treme, gotta play for that motherfucking money.
Hell yeah.
And one night, something that you guys may have seen before happens, but not in this town. And people don't know whether to be happy or apprehensive when all of a sudden a host of armored men come in from the gates and march down Main Street on the way to the castle. The Baron has returned.
Uh-oh.
Question: should I
Huh?
put a point into charisma or wisdom?
Which one's lower? And which one do you need more?
Pretty much neither. Like, wisdom's at 13, charisma's at 15, but I currently have a modifier of 1 to both.
What moves?
I think the charisma will increase your modifier.
Yeah. +1 to charisma.
I have a question about a couple of moves prior.
Mhm.
For two of them, for burning bridges, what would it mean if I lose my maximum of bonds? Because right now I don't think you're limiting our bonds at all, so...
I'm probably going to try to introduce something to make bonds more long-term. Like an alternate rule that I've been looking at.
Okay.
But really, if I'm remembering that correctly, it's kind of the idea of sacrificing something important. Or am I confusing that with a different?
That was the companion class, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, the what now?
Companion class for me to become an elemental list.
Oh, that's right, the elementalist. Yes. Yeah. So basically, when you reach level 6 and above, instead of taking an advanced move from your own class, you can start taking moves from the compendium class.
Yeah, but for burning bridges, it's I guess okay.
Yeah, burning bridges is more you're destroying something important and personal to you. So it's really more narrative. But if you wanted to feel a bit more gamey, you could say destroy the Pyromancer's robe.
Oh, that would be horrible.
Look, it's me.
And another move is that Ogre, whatever, that takes us to wizard move ritual. What exactly would I use that for?
I'm sorry, what? The what move? Ogre? Who shot who in the what now?
What did I miss?
Everything.
I also want to point out that the Baron's return, is not only cause for celebration, or maybe not, but it also means the trial of Dalaman Drake.
Aw, shit.
He's been held in protective custody, awaiting the Baron's return for a full trial. Oh yes, Agru Jahad. That's the pseudo Cthulhu in Hellboy.
Should I take Scent of Blood or Heirloom?
I don't know what either of those are.
Heirloom pretty much gives me a guiding spirit I can talk to. Scent of Blood pretty much, if I attack a person, the next time I attack them, I do an extra bit of damage.
It makes you horny for blood.
One of the sounds RPG roleplay-ish, while the other one sounds min-maxing.
Like, I've already gotten to the point where I already do 4 different hit dice per attack. This should just make it 5.
So if you look up the ritual ability, it'll give you that, as it's described there. Like, it does leave it very open-ended, but the point of it is to give wizards a flexibility, especially in regards to doing something outside of a spell ability. And as you can see, it becomes up to me to set the So it is really. It definitely has some utility, but it's also kind of sort of rich in role playing opportunities as well.
Which is always a good thing. I'm going to take this chance to bow out. I spent my pointage.
I've
I will
spent all mine.
Oh yeah. Did we ever split up that 5,000 gilder or whatever? That was
Yeah, you get 833 of that.
okay.
Again, that's divided 6 ways
Okay.
from the 5 grand. All right, I'll see y'all later.
Alrighty.
Later.
And I never know when to leave these things afterwards.
Whenever you want to. I don't know.
No, I mean, feel free. Normally I'm sort of around afterward and talkative, but tonight I'm very tired.
I understand. I am too, and I have work at like 7 a.m. Always fun.
I'm gonna take the burden to just move.
I just want to let you know I took heirloom, and so I need to figure out like a guardian spirit thing to commune with.
Okay. Also, make sure to note any new moves in the Roll20 character sheet, and so that way I can log in and look them over in between sessions.
I pretty much just copy and pasted it verbatim.
Oh, and I hope to see the people who are going there on Thursday.
When is the Thursday thing?
Same time. Or no, not same time. It's an hour later, I think.
It's an hour later? Okay, then I will be able to show up. If I've had a rough day, I might take a shower beforehand, but that depends on, the type of day.
And I should be well rested by then, hopefully.
Should I make I have characters on standby, I need a new character.
I talked with Dylan about this just, casually, but, and Aso, if you're still there. Yeah, this is about the other game, about what I want to do as far as making characters. Just the idea is that it's going to be highly cooperative and improvisation driven. So what I want to do is be creating the world and facts about the world based on questioning you guys. So if you play a cleric, I'm going to say, okay, are there gods? What kind of gods are there? Those sorts of things. Do you have enemy gods, or is it one god and a demon? If you play a wizard, I'm going to say, okay, how does magic function? Are you, are sorcerers capable of this? Are they capable of that? Like a fighter, ask about soldiers, maybe technology level of weapons. So I definitely have a field you want to explore, because it'll start very much with just creating a D&D character, but then the world building is very much going to be asking questions. And I've got a thing set up for overruling and making sure one person doesn't dominate and so forth and so on, that I'll get into then. But basically think of what concept you want to explore and define within the world.
Gunwitch.
And the Google Doc I linked in Twitter DMs has links to the 5th edition Player's Handbook if you don't have a copy.
Cool.
Boop.
But yeah, we'll get more into that on Thursday. But that's basically, the guidelines for thinking about characters.
Right on. I've got a flight tomorrow from Seattle to Chicago, so maybe I'll get some work in on a character then.
Okay.
I'll definitely hash out a bunch of stuff and send you like the rough draft over the week. That way you can look it over and go, either this is trash or this is good.
Okay.
I'm gonna dip. I got a bunch of packing I gotta do. So.
Yeah, I'm staring at the inside of my own eyelids right now. So see you all later.
Yeah, catch you later.
See ya. How do I leave this group? Is it just like the last time?
Yeah, just press disconnect down there, above your name, and over to the right a little.
Okay. See you all next time.
Alrighty. Bye.